Welcome to the 303rd episode of the Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on September 25th, 2022. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and 50% of this here show with me is the man who's getting ready to blow out some serious candles, Carlos Rodella.
Oh, man, if I put all those candles on one cake, it would be a lot of candles.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous amount of fire because it's your birthday and you are old just like I am too.
Yes, I'm older now.
You are. Yeah.
I think I'm older than you, right?
You are. Yes, you are, I believe, either 1 or like 1.5 years older than me. We're pretty close, though.
Yeah. We don't need to tell the listeners, do we? But, 35, it's a weird year.
Yeah, your mid-30s,
It's, you start looking at 40 and you're like, it's around the corner.
Oh man, we are laying down some hardcore deception right now. I don't think it's mid-30s anymore.
It isn't, and I've told you on the podcast before, I cannot lie. I just can't do it. So I am going to be 48 years young. Everybody.
48. You don't sound 48. If I listened to this for the first time and didn't know who you were, I'd be like, that's the voice of a very young, spry man. Full of life is what I would say.
Until I start talking like this, then forget about it. Yes, well, I am excited because was very, very excited, and we'll talk about this on the housekeeping segment, but for Valkyrie Elysium, which is coming out, everybody knows I love the demo. And so for my birthday, I basically pre-ordered the game. The digital version, if you don't know about this, digital version will let you play the game 3 days early.
Nice. A little early access of a kind.
Exactly. And my birthday is tomorrow. We're recording on Sunday.
September 26th. Okay.
Yeah. And so tonight, though, at 9 p.m., I get to start the game.
Oh, nice. Birthday. Okay. So that early release window starts now, which means it releases in 3 days at 9 p.m. or something?
Yeah, exactly. So tonight I get to play it for my birthday. So I'm pretty excited. That's my present to myself.
Excellent. Well, happy early birthday, sir. Happy early birthday. Congratulations on staying alive on this rock for one more full rotation. It's kind of an achievement these days.
It's an achievement. All of us. Any birthday you have, you could just be like, wow, we're still doing it.
Still here, motherfuckers. You haven't got rid of me yet. So yeah, right on. Happy birthday. Okay.
Thank you.
Enough of these candles. I don't have enough fire extinguishers to put all of these out. Let's get this out of here. It's a fire hazard. Let's get on with the show. All right, folks. As you know, regular listeners know, and if you're a new listener, we're going to tell you right now, Carlos and I share a virtual living space divided down the middle with a strip of duct tape. That's right. It's the housekeeping section. Looking pretty full on my side this week, Carlos. How is your side looking?
Yeah, there's a lot of boxes in here, and we need to get through some of them quickly.
Man, okay, so I've got one huge one, and I've got maybe 3 kind of small ones. What do you got? You want to back and forth, or what do you think?
Well, here's a box that I was going to open last week, and I forgot to. So let's do that one first.
Oh, yeah, I remember you had one left over. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, it's a little dusty now. So what I was going to say last week before it all went crazy on Twitter and all over social is I was going to bring up the idea or the thought of early footage being leaked from GTA 6, which happened.
Yeah, I caught whiff of this, and I saw mostly the fallout and everything. I didn't see it right when it happened, so I don't really know all the details. You want to just quickly recap exactly what happened?
Yeah, just one kid who they've already caught, by the way, and I guess they're going to persecute in some way. Basically intercepted the Slack channel for Rockstar North. I can't speak today. I think it's my birthday. Oh no, it's already happening.
Oh no,
I'm
mental decline. No, losing
decline.
The faculties. Oh. Yikes. Oh, Carlos.
It's starting with me talking. I guess I've been talking for 48 years. I got to stop.
Your talker is wearing out, man.
Okay, what I meant to say was, the kid intercepted their Slack channel for Rockstar. Why am I saying Rockstar? It's Rockstar.
It is Rockstar.
Okay.
You're right.
Again, the old age.
Mental decline. No.
Square Enix, right? And so got a ton of video footage and just released a ton of it.
So he just somehow wormed his way into their Slack?
Yeah. And by the way, as you know, we both use Slack a lot. You just share everything on there.
Man.
So yeah, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And so then, the first thing that went around was everyone was like, oh, it looks kind of not finished and it looks bad or whatever. But of course it does because it's not finished.
Well, no shit. I mean, that was go ahead, keep going. I got thoughts, but go ahead.
I know. Well, it all kind of turns into this one weird thing, which is just like you said, all the press as well as developers are like, yeah, of course, that's like it's not done. And then also, the meme was created from it, which basically was all these developers jumped on the bandwagon in a good way, and were like, because some article got published that said like art is the first thing that gets finished in a game.
Oh my god,
which is the craziest thing in the world.
Which is written by some fucking moron.
Yes, yeah, that person's gone. But yeah, so like all these developers started posting videos of like early game footage and saying that funny thing like art's the first thing that gets created, and there was all these clunky, not finished games. So that's great that like it created a meme that was actually positive and showing that like here's the actual development cycle, But my last thoughts on it, which were going to be my last thoughts last show actually, is that I still don't think it's anything negative for GTA because A, everyone's going to buy it anyhow. B, we know it's early footage, but for me, I was seeing some of that footage of like modern day Vice City, essentially, is what it is.
Okay.
And it looked great. Like, yeah, the unfinished parts looked unfinished, but I wasn't even judging them. I like the Bonnie and Clyde style, which is already hinted at. So it was that. Hold on. Let me finish.
No. I'm preparing funny anecdotes in my head. I'm with you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not laughing at you. This whole thing is ridiculous, but keep talking.
It is ridiculous, and you're laughing at the situation. But
I am.
What
absolutely.
I'm saying is that some of those like glimpses of the footage of like the cars going by, the trees looking really, really realistic because like those were finished, but everything else wasn't. I was like, oh no, if anything, I'm more excited because I like the idea of the couple going across like in a crime spree thing, and they look like just regular people, and it looked like a modern day, which me, I love games that are set in actual modern day, and it looks super realistic and not like stylized in some way. So yeah, for me, I was like, oh yeah, it's not finished. There's a bunch of broken things, but I like what they're going to do with it. So it was a positive for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this this whole thing is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid because if you know anything about game development, which I guess a lot of people fucking don't, like games are a fucking mess until 2 hours before they release, dude. Like it's just normal par for the course. I'm not a developer, but I know many developers. I've been to many studios. I've been on the in with many games over the years, and it's like, dude, I mean, I've seen games that are like they look like gray blocks running around a gray block, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then like in 2 weeks, it's fucking God of War. Yeah. Like, dude, like whatever. It's like I'm making chocolate chip cookies in the kitchen, right? And I've got egg and flour in my bowl, and some asshole puts his finger in there. Oh, it's gross. It's just like egg and flour. No fucking shit.
That's
asshole.
a funny.
Not done.
Yeah, that's a good kind of version. People like take a video of your like bowl.
It's like it's not done, motherfucker. I still got so many ingredients to go in there. Plus, I got to bake it. Plus, I got to like frost it at the end or like whatever. What the hell are you talking about? It's gross. Of course it's gross. It's not finished. Why would anybody... The fact that anybody for even half a moment was like, oh, these graphics don't look great. The game's going to suck. Like that to me tells me you are a person I don't need to waste any time on. You are a moron, sir.
Right.
And just be gone with you.
But those people got pushed to the side. I feel like, again, it came out in the wash. I was like, okay, yeah, people are still going to buy the game. If anything, it got attention around it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, it came up with a fun meme that
and it was, I mean,
indie devs could jump onto.
I saw that, and that was great. And I'm glad they did that, and I think it all did come out. But that's just like, oh, man, it's so dumb. It's like your house is halfway finished. Oh, there's rain coming in from the roof. Well, I haven't put the roof on yet. Of course, it's not done. Yeah. Fuck off. It's not done, you idiot.
I've actually been in studios, working for studios, remember?
Yeah, you have been.
And I've watched the process. Now, I will say this. Like some games, there's a huge level of polish that happens in the last, like you said, few weeks or months or whatever.
Seriously,
yes. But before that, it's fucking, a lot of it's done. So I'm not saying that like...
Oh, sure.
At the last month is when you put art in. That's not what I'm saying, because that's not true. But to think that the art's the first thing is wrong. But like, the last game I worked with and I was, part of, it was real close, But that last month or two, it did make it look like a different game. Like totally.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Because
I
like
mean, you
then
know,
style starts coming in. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, you've got your basics, you get your physics, you get your functionality, you get your different, aspects of gameplay and stuff. I mean, every studio's got their own process or whatever, but like for like you said, anybody who thinks art is the first thing done, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, no.
And for anybody who looks at any game whatsoever in any form before the developers tell you it's done, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, man. They're not done. They know what they're doing and you don't. So shut the fuck up
Yep.
and don't be stealing people's assets from, Discord or whatever. Just like please, just stop. It's stupid.
It's so funny because again, my only takeaway is that I'm excited for GTA 6. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I want to play Bonnie and Clyde's GTA so bad. Like, just give it to me. Take my money. So the other story that I was going to mention, it kind of like went into this week as well,
Yeah.
which is Cyberpunk 2077. What? I really have a problem.
What?
2070. That is the correct name. I think I'm having an
Are you
episode.
saying you didn't know what the name of Cyberpunk was?
Yes.
Yes, it's Cyberpunk 2077.
Did we record a podcast last week? Do I have
This
ring
is the first
rust?
podcast we've ever done. This is our brand
Is it?
new starting a new
Oh,
show.
that's why.
Episode
Also, it's
1.
303, so it's like like opposite. What is that? Palindrome?
Palindrome. Yes.
Palindrome, right?
Forward and backward are the same.
So maybe
yes.
I'm going retreating backwards in my podcast ability at my birthday, and it's a palindrome.
But if we went forward and back and they're the same, that would mean you were terrible at the start as you're terrible at the end. You don't want that.
That might be happening.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, Cyberpunk just passed the all-time Steam peak concurrent players. All time.
Really?
Yeah, and so the only like Witcher 3 was did really well, but like it passed Witcher 3's concurrence as well. So it's 100,000 right now at the time of this recording.
That has to be because of the anime. I can only
It is,
imagine
yeah.
that the renewed interest is because of the show on Netflix. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Cyberpunk, come back to it. I didn't start it, and here's the show, and I want to play it now."
Yeah, that's a mixture of it. So the anime called Edge Runners, which I love, was great, and then also they released a patch at the same time. Very smart timing, and the patch has like DLC type content from Edge Runners in it. So you want to go back into the world or you want to start the game, this is a perfect time because not only is it finished, Brad Galloway.
I didn't say anything.
I know, but also it has this fun ties, to the anime. And like I said last episode, the anime is like spot on, shot for shot locations in the city that you're playing the game in.
Yeah.
So I just bring it up because, again, I think it's awesome. I love the game. I always thought it was great. But to see it like I guess it's 2 years after it launched. And now it has more people than Witcher 3 ever did. It's just really cool.
I think that goes to really show the power of not just marketing, but also like the cross media experience. I know you're a big fan of that. Like when you're watching some show, yeah, you're a big fan of that. When you're watching something you like, you want to be playing, if not that thing, then something in the ballpark of a thing. We've noted that many times on the show, and I think probably a lot of people are like that as well. Like they're watching, like this in case Cyberpunk, or they're watching Walking Dead and want to play some Walking Dead.
Yep.
That was a big crossover thing as well. I mean, that makes perfect sense, and so good on them for making it happen. I mean, it really goes to show that you can get some energy beyond something that's been out for a while if you know what you're doing. So it seems like a big win for those guys.
And I will say this: I did finish the anime Edge Runners.
Yeah,
and it is. So I'm going to call it the new Akira. I don't know if you ever watched Akira, but it's like,
oh yeah.
It's the Akira for our generation because and this is not a spoiler, but it's like a bit depressing, a bit sad and emotional. It has love in it that doesn't feel corny, and it has like a starts with a travesty kind of thing, and it has like class system stuff. I mean, it's fucking amazing, and I was super just impacted by it. Like the ending was really intense and. I haven't watched an anime like that for a long time. And it wasn't because I have a love for Cyberpunk. It really wasn't. I was just like, oh, if anything, I was not giving it the time of day in the beginning. I was like, oh, it's like you said, a marketing thing. But no, it's its own thing and it's fucking great. And everybody should watch it. If you like anime at all, it's really, really good.
Well, I watched the first 2 episodes, as we noted last time. It didn't really, it was fine. I did not like it, but it didn't light me on fire, and I got such limited time. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to be watching this.
I'll say this though, it ramps up so much. I mean, like, I'll give you something that it's a minor spoiler for everybody listening and you, but it might get you back in. Is that at some point, he starts with a young kid who's like loses his mom, and it's a sad story. And
Super
like
sad. Super sad.
he's trying to figure out how to be a cyberpunk in this world, and he's kind of timid, and he can't do a lot of things. So about a few episodes in, even because it's only like a 10 episode thing, he's evolved now, and like they kind of jump ahead like years. And that really helps because then you see like the kind of evolution of him and his relationships, and then the kind of big choices he has to make. So it's a beautiful arc of like a person's life almost. So it's much bigger than the sum of its parts, and it's not the first couple episodes. So I would implore you to go back to it.
All right, well that's fine. I mean, like I said, I did not like it. I just had to really prioritize what I was watching, and it didn't grab me. But if you're really you're standing for that hard, maybe I should go back and give it a couple
really
more episodes.
Fucking good, yeah. All right, I have more boxes, but you do some boxes now.
Okay, just a couple quickies. I want to give a shout out to a game that exists. I want people to know this game exists. It's called Mahu Senshi Cosplay Club. This is from the creators of Chroma Squad. That was pretty well received. Chroma Squad was kind of like a turn-based strategy where it was kind of like Power Rangers. I mean, it was really basically Power Rangers, but they didn't have the Power Rangers license, and so they kind of skirted around it. I didn't play it myself, but we had people at the site play it, and I heard a lot about it, and they really supported it for a long time. I was getting PR about it like forever. I think I still am, actually. They're putting in like guest stars, and they really have like built a lot onto that engine. So it speaks pretty well for those developers. It shows that they love what they do. They really put themselves into it, and they support things for a long time. Mahu Senshi Cosplay Club is kind of along similar lines from what I can tell. It's not done. It's coming out soon, but it's like you play people who cosplay, and you're like at this convention. When you do battles, it's like you're doing like LARPing battles, which I thought was so fucking funny and cool. Like people wearing like a dinosaur costume, or somebody's got a robot costume, and they're going like pretending to do like attacks and stuff, and it's kind of attacks, and that's how you fight. And then you can like change your costume, so like as if you were a cosplayer. If you've ever seen any of those cosplay TV shows, or if you know about cosplaying, like you make a lot of stuff yourself if you're a good one. And so people like you build your own cosplay stuff and change your costume up, and that affects your stats and everything. It just looks really cool and fun. Looks really like lighthearted in a good way, and really interesting. And I don't think there's that many cosplay. I mean, the only thing that jumps out to me is something like Costume Quest, maybe. But that's not even a cosplay. That's just like kids put on a costume, which is slightly different. I think the cosplay element really adds a lot to it, and it's something that if you're a gamer, I mean, you probably have some kind of experience with cosplay. So maybe this is like the Venn diagram for you. Maybe you're in both circles there, or even if you're not, maybe just check it out. But I just wanted people to know that this was a thing that was coming soon, so maybe check it out. Once again, from the creators of Chroma Squad.
Check it out.
I want to also say, I don't know, remind me, Carlos, did I ever mention on the show that I talked to Ubisoft a while ago about accessibility? Did I ever talk about that?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Maybe. I can't remember either. I want to just give a shout out to Ubisoft real quickly. They have an accessibility team that really cares about what they're doing. They called me personally, like on the phone or Zoom, and we just had this like really nice chat when they were talking about what we game critics did for accessibility, what we look for in games, how they can better support us, and then they wanted us to know what they were doing, which I'm always up for. It was a great chat, and I want to give shout out to them. It was a while ago. And one of the things that came out of that chat was they are doing a lot of things to push accessibility forward, but they were having trouble like surfacing it. Like they're doing all this work, and it's probably costing them, I don't even know how much money. And people just were not really like seeing what they were doing, right? And they know that Game Critics, as one of the people who spends a lot of time on accessibility, said they wanted to, like let us know, right? And so at the site right now, if you go to GameCritics.com, they've sent us their most recent PR update, which is about Rocksmith, the game where you kind of like teach yourself to play guitar. Have you ever played Rocksmith, Carlos?
Yeah.
All right. So Rocksmith, obviously a music game. Obviously, like you use your fingers and stuff. But they did this brief interview with the developers, which was really cool to get some insight. But at the end of that, they give a very detailed breakdown of what kind of accessibility options they have. And that was one of the things that we really talked about, right? Like at Game Critics, we add control information, subtitle information, ESRB information, all that kind of stuff, colorblind information, because we feel like it's fair, especially in a world where it's very difficult sometimes to return your game purchases, especially if you're on console. Like you shouldn't buy a game if you can't physically play that game, like if there's something stopping you, you shouldn't. And if you do, you should get your money back, and oftentimes you don't. And so we feel like it's only fair to tell people ahead of time what they're in for before they spend their bones. And that's exactly what Ubisoft is doing too. They sent this list very detailed about what they offer, colorblind, controls, accessibility, whatever. So anybody who's thinking about Rocksmith and any other games that they're gonna cover soon will have this fair shot of like, hey, here's what we're doing as a company. You read this first before you spend your money on us, and if this looks good to you, go for it. I applaud that, man. I think that's amazing. And no matter what issues anybody has with Ubisoft as a company or with their design or whatever, you gotta respect something like this. I think this is an absolute win for the industry. It's a win for gamers who have disabilities, and I think that it's just a good thing to do. It's just the right thing to do, man. So I applaud them big time. So props to Ubisoft. And if anybody wants to see that article, I linked to the original article, and also we have all the information to Game Critics. And I'm guessing people probably come to Game Critics for some accessibility stuff. Anyway, it's right there on the homepage. Please check that out. And props to Ubisoft for sure.
Props. And I'll say one more thing. One, props obviously to Game Critics for doing it so many years and showing different accessibility options. But also, if you think of like just things you buy in the store that aren't games, like it would be crazy if you didn't know if you could use it, you know?
Yes,
like
yes.
A hammer, I don't know, hammer is probably a bad example, but like something, technical specs are on it. You know what I mean? Like specifications and product stuff. You go to Amazon detail page, you see what it is. So it just should be by default. Like developers should just have this information by default, I think.
I totally agree. I agree with that 100%. And I'm really proud and happy that Ubisoft is doing that. I wish more people would do that. And, my commitment to anybody out there, not just Ubisoft, but if any developers out there are listening, if you're doing something cool in the accessibility field, please drop me a line, like me specifically, and I'm happy to help promote that. Whether we review a game or not or anything, this is just outside of that. I'm happy to make that information available to people and reach out, and I'm happy to do whatever I can. So, all right, there's that. I got two more things. One's a medium, one's a large. What do you got?
I have a small and two mediums.
All right, do yours, and then we'll hit mine.
The small is also your box. It's our shared box, which is Xbox Game Pass.
Okay, yeah.
Stop doing the thing where recently added games aren't there. Like if you've played Game Pass, used it, you go to the section for recently added. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's not.
It's not. Yes.
Which you noted somewhere recently, I think on Twitter or something. But like why does that leave? Why does it go away?
Oh, dude, it drives me so fucking bananas. I've talked to people at Xbox about it before. I've bitched about it on Twitter multiple times, but it's like, I love Game Pass. It's, Xbox is great. Best place to play games.
I don't know. But go ahead.
But I love Game Pass. I use it all the time, and it drives me fucking bananas because all I want to do is jump on a Game Pass, see what's new. I've already been through all the list. Like when Game Pass came into creation, I went through every game on Game Pass. Yeah. And I favorited, save for later. Like I did it all. Like I went through every single game. Now, I only want to see the new stuff because I've seen everything else. But it's very hard to pick out what's new in that whole sea of games. It's like 100, 150 games or whatever it is. I'm not going to read the whole list just to see what's new, and maybe my memory is going to serve me, maybe it's not. Well, so it's like, I just leave the recently added there. And people on Twitter were telling me all sorts of workarounds. They were like, oh, well, if you go to the home page and then you go to this other window, then there's like a little recently added tab. And sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. And one guy was like, well, if you go into Game Pass, it's not going to be there, but then you back out and then go back in, it'll be there on this other page, on the store page. And I'm like, oh shit. And it was, but it's like, I shouldn't have to go through any kind of hoops. I shouldn't have to know the workaround. Just have it right there with all your other motherfucking categories. Just right there at the top.
I've been on record. I don't enjoy the Xbox experience. I just don't at all, actually. And the little box. Well, I don't like being.
That's fair, man. It just was so final the way you said that.
It is final. It's the UI I'm talking about. Like I could play games on there and I enjoy some of the Xbox stuff, and I like the fact that Game Pass exists, and we've talked about that. But I hate. I don't think I've ever liked the UI too much. The blades were kind of interesting back in the day. For some reason, I was able to always find what I wanted quickly. But like the Xbox Game Pass box that you have right in your home screen, which looks like a pile of garbage, in my opinion. I click it, it should just go right to recently added. It should just be a home page that has that. So I don't know why it's hidden. Stop it. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's really fucking irritating.
One medium box, then we can do yours.
Sure.
And, go back and forth. Valkyrie Elysium, I just want to mention, obviously, like I love it in the demo, blah, blah. So I'm going to, with the digital version, I think I want to mention to people listening, if you get the digital version, it's kind of hidden. I don't know why it's hidden, but you get the remake of the original game.
The original Valkyrie profile.
Yeah, which they call Valkyrie Profile Lenneth for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
So that I got, which is super cool. And so it's like $20 more. Yeah, they're going to sell it separately, but I think you get a slight discount and you get the ability to play it early. So just telling people if you like that or if you want to go back and play the old game, that's exciting. And then the other thing is, like we mentioned earlier, mixed media I love, which is I watch something and then play something like it. Right now I'm playing Cobra Kai. Nope. I'm watching Cobra Kai. Episode 303, people. I don't know how to podcast. And I'm, binge watching it, the new season. And for some reason, it pairs very nicely to Saints Row. Because
what? How's that?
Because Cobra Kai is a lot about like revenge, like wronging the rights and righting the wrongs and all that stuff, and like getting back at people and fighting and fighting and fighting, and then more drama, And Saints Row is kind of like that. You're like just going out on these little missions, righting the wrongs and doing revenge on gangs and stuff, and then getting better. It's a light touch. Like it's not exactly one for one, same media, but it goes together for some reason. And so I'm doing that, and I also bring it up because I beat that game, Saints Row. I love it. I love the fact, by the way, that our Metacritic is up there, my Metacritic score, and that you used the quote, or they did. I don't know who used it, but the quote is about the hate bandwagon.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen that. I got to look that up. I haven't seen it up there.
Yeah, so that's the main quote is me going like, everybody's on the hate bandwagon and it's dumb and this game is freaking cool or something. And it is. So I don't know what's wrong with people because I saw some new press come out about how much everybody hates it or how much certain press people hate it. But it's fucking great. And I'm doing the skyscraper. So at the last stage of the game, after you beat everything, you're still like building up your empire, right? And I was telling you before the show, like you have a little Cash App on your phone and you can see all the money coming up from all the different things you own. And so the last thing to do, which has cutscenes and everything, like an actual story bit, is you can build a skyscraper, which takes a fuck ton of money to build everything and then build that. So so as we sit here making this podcast, I am making money in Saints Row, and I'm watching my little virtual me check his phone, and I make about $500,000 an hour right now. So I'm trying to make $4 or $5 million.
I mean, you're making Bezos money right there.
I am. I just made $1,000 by just us talking.
Just
right
talking
now.
about it, $1,000. That's
so. Maybe some fantasy I'm living out too because I'm super poor and I'm like, yay, money. But I love that game. It's fucking great, and I'll tell you and report back what happens when you actually make the skyscraper because I'm dedicated to making it now.
I mean, that would be. Let me know what happens. I plan on playing that game when I get it on sale or something. I'll definitely check it out. Looking forward to getting back into Saints Row. I love Saints Row. It's pretty good stuff.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
All right. What's your other box? And then we got to get rolling.
Just a quick side tangent. Since we're talking about Jeff Bezos for a second, I didn't realize that Amazon was getting into real estate, and I have to say that's probably the scariest thing I've heard in a while.
I didn't know that.
I didn't find out until literally this morning, and now I'm worried.
Wait, that's not your box, is it?
No, that's not
okay.
Good.
No. I'm pushing that, whatever that box is, aside.
No.
The Bezos box is gone.
No, it's gone. Okay, final box. Let's see. So, superfan and regular listener, Elio Campitelli. We know Elio, right?
Yep.
They sent in an email. I meant to get to it last week, and I forgot to add it to the show. My bad. I apologize, Elio. But he did send in a good question, which I felt led to some really interesting stuff. So this will be a good little final section for the housekeeping today. I'll read the letter. It says, I know that Brad knows American Sign Language. True. And as I'm starting to learn sign language myself, Argentinian Sign Language, I'm wondering whether there are good games in which sign language is portrayed and hopefully portrayed well. I remember that Tacoma had the player character using sign language to interact with the augmented reality computer, which is not only awesome but makes total sense, but I don't know of any other. So this is a good question. Thank you very much, Elio, for sending that in. Yes, I do know sign language. I am a professional sign language interpreter, nationally certified. I have been on the national stage many times, and that's what I do when I'm not doing game critic stuff or video game stuff. So I keep my plate pretty full. But it's interesting to know, or I guess to not know, how many games have had sign language and how they've used them. So they mentioned Tacoma there, Carlos. Do you know off the top of your head any games that use sign language in hopefully in a good way, but maybe even a bad way? Anything?
No, I remembered using it in Tacoma. I think it was awesome,
Yeah.
and it totally made sense within the world, right?
Hmm.
Um, I'm looking it up because I don't think there was. I think there's a lot of games that have used hand motions, like wizard stuff.
Sure, sure,
You
sure.
know, and even like in real time, like just making signs in the air to do like things in the game.
Exactly.
But I
Well,
think I'll look it up, but I don't think I know any offhand, which is not good.
well, that's no problem because I really struggled to come up with some stuff too, and that's kind of my jam. Like I'm kind of like a sign language dude, and for me to not know was kind of embarrassing. So I'm glad that Elio brought this up. I threw this to Twitter at the Hive Mind because, of course, tapping 10 million brains is way better than tapping just one, and I got a lot of pretty good responses. So the one that came up a lot was Tacoma, as Elio mentioned, which was good. Pretty limited though. Like in that one, you're only doing like a really basic like start. Like they're saying start and stop, or I think they spelled their name one time. So pretty basic stuff, but it was really well done and clear and easy to use. And I want to say just quickly as a tangent, as someone who is an expert in sign language, it's funny to see how many games think that they do sign language and it's not legible. So if it's not legible, then I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but if you can't know what they're saying, then it's just a gesture. Like it's not really including the language. But I got to say, a lot of these people did it pretty well. I think the best one outside of Tacoma has got to be Spider-Man Miles Morales. They had like I was really good friends with the deaf consultant that they hired to coordinate the sign language stuff. They hired two literally deaf mocap actors to do the sign language, and one of the supporting characters. It's embarrassing to me to say this, but I haven't played through Spider-Man Miles Morales yet because I didn't care for the first one that much. But I did buy it, and I will play it at some point. But I've seen the clips and like them talking. Miles knows some sign language, and the lady that he talks to, I believe is his love interest. She is like full on deaf, and so it's pretty cool to see them having actual conversations, which are really legible. That's great. Moss on PSVR was one that got name checked a few times.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's a
Yeah, with
great
the little
game.
yeah the little mouse. I haven't played that one because I don't have PSVR, but I remember the mouse is a mouse. They can't talk, but when they talk to the player, kind of like fourth wall breaking or whatever, they do some signs. Like I saw a video of them saying, "My name is Moss," and there was like some basic signs that they were doing. So that was a pretty cool implementation. Thought that was neat. Somebody pointed out, multiple people pointed out to me that Forza Horizon 5, which totally blew by me on a radar, they have a whole option in that game to turn on actual sign language interpreters for the cutscene. So like as you're watching any cutscene that has speaking in it, if you enable that option, you'll have like the little box in the corner where the interpreter
Oh
shows up.
right, yes,
I totally forgot about that.
and I forgot to
Yeah.
mention that on the show because I saw that as an option. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they have, but they even do you one better, right? They have American Sign Language. They also have British Sign Language. And if you don't know, British Sign Language, 1000% different from American. It's not even remotely the same. You can't even understand each other. It's crazy how
Weird.
different it is. So that's awesome. I love that you can get the little interpreter in the box. Another game that had some sign language. Now, this is interesting. It's called The Occupation. And it was a kind of a point and click adventure mystery sort of a game. And in fact, Corey Motley, former co-host of the show, brought it to the show way back in the day when he was still co-hosting. And we talked about it for a moment, and I totally forgot about it. There's a character in that game called Allison Whitworth, and she is deaf. And you, the player, don't know sign language, but you're using an interpreter, and that interpreter is kind of a sketchy character. And so part of that scene is the interpreter kind of being dodgy with you about what that deaf person is actually saying. Pretty cool. The one thing I will say though is I think that the sign language in that particular one is not great because originally when I looked at it, I thought it was BSL, British Sign Language, because it's set in England, I believe. But the more I watched it a couple times, and I'm like, maybe it is ASL, but they're just being really sloppy.
Mm.
So not the greatest representation, but I appreciate the inclusion, and I do think using the interpreter as kind of like a trust them or don't sort of a thing was pretty fucking cool. So I thought that was really great. And in terms of TV shows, I didn't really ask for TV shows, but people volunteered a couple. Dragon Prince on Netflix, which was pretty popular when it came out. Did you ever watch Dragon
I
Prince?
don't think I did. No.
One of the main characters was full on deaf. She was a general and also a lady, really powerful warrior, really important person in the story. She was purely deaf, and she used like ASL that you could actually understand, which was great. And also, good friend Patty Stardust over in the UK said that there's an anime called Ranking of Kings. I watched it, and there were deaf characters on there, but I don't know if they were doing JSL, which is Japanese sign language. Again, totally different from ASL. So I don't know if they were faking it or if it is actual JSL because I don't know JSL. So it's possible that it's really JSL. I don't know, but also just cool that they had it in general. So I'm sure there's more examples, but those are the ones that people came up with on the Twitter hive mind. I thought that was really interesting. Did you Google anything really
I
quickly
did.
that we
I
didn't
found
mention?
one. I found one to close
What'd
this
you get?
out. It's I don't know how new it is, but it says it's called Deaf First World One, Duel of the Bots. It's a free online choose your own adventure game.
Really? I've never heard
Yeah,
of this.
launched by National Deaf Center. And so yeah, check that out. It's called Deaf First World One, and so they said it's free and choose your own adventure is fun. So I don't know. That's pretty
Interesting.
cool.
Okay, cool. I'm going to write that one down and I'm going to check that out. I've never heard of that, so thank you for googling that. And there you go, Leo. I hope you feel like we answered your question. I really got me to think, and there's a lot of these that I didn't know or was not been on my radar. So I'm glad you brought this up. Good question. All right,
Good question.
good question. All right, now we are going to be moving on to the main content of the show. We've got a number of things to cover here. Starting off with a demo slash prologue for a game called Nadir, Nadir. No, that's wrong. My bad.
Nadir.
Nadir, a Grimdark deck builder. So this is a game that was suggested to us by the developer. I know the developer. We talk every once in a while on Twitter, and in fact, they made another game which I kickstarted and I played, and gosh darn it, golly heck gee, I forgot to write that down. I need to
I'll
go.
look it up.
I'm gonna.
It's my job today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're doing like the whole thing.
They're called Black Eye Games.
Is that what it's called?
Black Eye Games and Nadir, and then I'm looking Siege Survival.
No, that wasn't it. There was another one.
Maybe I'm
it was
looking
kind
at
of like
publisher.
yeah.
Oh, that's the
it was.
publisher. Sorry,
Yeah, that's
developer
the
is no, the Black Eye Team Nadir or Black Eye Games.
Oh, okay. But they have another game. But he was a part of another game that was right before this, and it was kind of like a Bloodborne, kind of like a turn-based strategy. It was pretty difficult, and I remember it because there was like a long delay. I think because of COVID or something, and it finally came out, and I was like all excited to play it, and it came out at the wrong time, and I didn't have time to play it. So I actually haven't played it yet. Oh my goodness.
All
Okay.
right, I don't have it because it doesn't show up under Black Eye Games.
Oh my god. Okay. So anyway, we'll get to that in a second. I swear to God, I'll Google it as we're talking.
Okay.
We'll get this. But anyway, Nadir, a Grimdark deck builder. I've looked at this for a while. I'm really excited to see what's going on here because I love the art style primarily. This is turn-based roguelike, kind of in the spirit of something like Slay the Spire, but not even remotely the same mechanics. Like it's super different. I mean, there's decks, there's cards. It's turn-based, so in that sense, sure. But other than that, it's totally different. I mean, the premise is that you're in hell. You are a spirit. I believe in the demo, you are actually Joan of Arc. Is that correct? Did you remember that?
I don't remember who I was.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you're a skeleton because you're dead.
Yeah. I was
But
a
I'm
dead
pretty.
person.
I'm pretty sure you are the skeleton of Joan of Arc, and then you have a little demon friend with you, an undead soul, and I believe it's Sigmund Freud is your friend that's with you.
I wouldn't have known any of those.
I'm pretty sure that your buddy is Sigmund Freud,
Okay.
and then you go through these battles. It's a strange combination because it is turn-based and it is deck builder, but these cards actually take a lot from Gloomhaven. Have you ever played Gloomhaven, Carlos?
I feel like I
tabletop?
did. Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember.
Little slight tangent, but one of the coolest things about Gloomhaven, which I've only played a little bit of, is every character ability comes on a card, and each card has a top and a bottom. And you had to choose either the top or the bottom when you were playing your cards, and I think that system is reflected here. The cards here have a red side. A red is like blue is on top and red is on the bottom, I think, or maybe vice versa. But anyway, when you play a card, you have to choose either the top or the bottom, and whatever side you choose will influence what the enemy does. And so, one of the taglines of this game is that you are in total control the entire time. Like whatever attack the enemy does is in direct response to something that you have chosen. So it's not that the enemy is doing randomized things. I mean, it's kind of random in what the cards they choose, but you, given the situation, can make informed, intelligent choices based on what you have, and you know that whatever thing you choose is going to influence them to do X, Y, Z or whatever. Like if I do an attack, I know based on this card they're going to defend, or if I defend, I know for a point they're going to buff themselves, like a +5 or something. So as you look at the system, you can very clearly see what's going on before you make your choice, which I think is really cool. I dig that in games. But really, like the thing that I think most people will notice right off the bat is the art style. I
Yeah.
love the art style is fucking so killer. Like it's really heavy on the blacks. It's got these like rough lines. It's vaguely reminiscent of something like Darkest Dungeon, which I'm also a huge fan of. But it's also got its own style. And it's just really like this like brutalist kind of like hell, like heavy metal cover, kind of dark shit going
Dude,
on.
it's funny you should say Hell because it reminded me of Hellboy. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that
for sure, man.
style. Yeah.
So yes, that I love the art style. The art style is fucking killer, and I just really dig this game a lot. We saw the prologue, which is for free on Steam, so we both downloaded it. I played a good amount of the prologue. I know I've been talking for a while. I'm sorry to dominate the conversation. I know you played it as well, Carlos. So, what are your thoughts, or what are you like? What's your feeling on Nadir so far?
No, I'm glad you talked because I don't have much to say about this, unfortunately. The only problem I had with it is I enjoyed the look of it. I like the art; it's just super cool to watch, and some of the animation stuff that goes by. And I thought, by the way, the only thing I have two cons.
Yeah,
One,
yeah,
the open world, or like the open world, but the world map. It's like the 7 layers of hell or something. That's what it's called, right? I don't know.
yeah. It's kind of like Dante's like
Dante's
Inferno,
Inferno,
like
yeah.
the different layers of hell.
But
Sure.
that's like all very like computer graphic-y looking, and like the whole art style is opposite of that. So I didn't like that juxtaposition. When you go into it, it's like
Yes.
a 3D thing model, like a computer model. And
Exactly.
I
Yes.
was like,
Yes.
no, I
Yes.
don't want this. I want like that cool art style that I just saw on the card. So I would have liked that to be the same. And then secondly, as you play it, I didn't find enough depth because it's interesting where you can play a card two different ways, which I like. So you have a card that's an attack card, but it could also be a defend card based on what color you use. So it's
Yes.
red and blue, and so if you use the blue, you can look at the enemy card that you're going to attack, and you can see what outcomes will be. Essentially, it's an attack and defense at the same time. So it's like two attacks at once. So if you attack with the red portion that says you're going to hit for 8 damage, you'll see that the monster or whatever will attack you for this much damage. So it's like planning, like a lot of strategy.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I couldn't find my advantage ever. Like I just felt like I was gonna have to eat shit a lot. Like I was always gonna get hurt, and so I didn't really. And then you have to like save up points, almost like another card game I can think of, where you can only play certain cards, like Magic, I guess. You can only
Yeah.
play certain cards if you have enough, something points or whatever.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so all these cards I wanted to use, I feel like I could never use them. And then the other con that is the shittiest one is I got stuck. I DM'd you this. I was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. What
can't
happened?
play anymore. Like, and there's a thing like you can recycle cards. I did that as well, but I didn't have any action points to use. I'm using the wrong
Hmm.
terminology, but I just couldn't do a move. And I was like, is this a bug? Am I really bad at card games now? Yep, I
Interesting.
am
Okay.
getting older. Um, I don't know, man. I got stuck. Like I couldn't play a
Huh.
card.
So it's interesting you say that because I was talking. Okay, so now I've done my Google research. I apologize for not doing it beforehand, but anybody listening to the show knows we never do our research, so I
Mm-mm.
guess you're not surprised. It's Mike Burnett who is responsible for this game. He was
Okay.
the one that I was thinking of. Love his work, and he also put out Alder's Blood. That was the game that I was thinking of.
Okay.
It's kind of a 2D turn-based Bloodborne-ish sort of game, which is I believe now on all platforms, and I have it on PlayStation, which I want. I actually want to play this. I just keep forgetting about it. But Alder's Blood is the one you should check out. This is his next thing since Alder's Blood, and it's funny because as I was playing it, like I feel this game is really, really rich with potential. It's not done yet, and this is the prologue. I know that Mike is still really working hard on it, and in fact, I sent him some feedback after I played this. There was a number of things that I felt like needed tweaking and tuning. So it's far from a finished product, and I agree with you. I think right now, I think the tutorial is not great. There were many aspects of the game that I was a little bit hazy on, and I had to DM him and be like, "What is going on with this thing? And where did I get the points for this? What's happening?" I think the UI needs some work. Um, but I think that once I got through that, like once I had him explain a couple things to me, and which should have been in the tutorial. I'm not making excuses for anybody. But like once I got what was going on, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fucking cool. This is ultimately on the right track. The bones are here, and these are good, correct bones. It makes sense to me, but I think it's just like the finishing aspects that need more work. Like it needs a better tutorial. I think the UI needs to change. Some of those things need to be surfaced a little bit more clearly. I definitely agree with you about the world map where you're looking down straight into the pit of hell. It's interesting and it's a cool idea because you look down and at the very bottom you can see the lowest level of hell where you're going to fight the boss. I mean, that's awesome. But I think you're correct in saying that the 3D polygon look of the map sucks compared to the awesome
Yeah.
2D hand drawn. That needs to be a 2D map. I don't know what he's got to do to make that happen, but that 3D's got to go. It looks like ass.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that, but I think that those issues aside, like the murky tutorials, the questions of resources, and so forth and so on, I suspect what happened to you is something that almost happened to me, where you have to the number of colors of cards on the screen are basically the ability points that you have. And that to me was not clear at all. I didn't understand that until I directly asked him. And then he told me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I did not figure that out myself. And I'm guessing what happened to you is you probably ended up with a handful of high cost cards. And if your enemy's colors were the wrong colors, you could not be able to play a card. That's probably what happened.
So I should have just reshuffled more then, maybe.
Reshuffled, or just go back to the start and just do a new run, possibly. But that's like a whole, that's kind of a bad feeling for game players. And I don't know that you want to have that happen to your players. I'm sure it's something he's working on. But regardless of all that stuff, I feel like, number one, this game's art is so fucking amazing. Like, this game has to happen because it looks great. I do think the concept of what he's doing, 100% on board with it. I think he just needs a little bit of fine tuning and a little bit of UI and better tutorials, and I think we're in business. So I'm very excited about this one. I really want to see this come to fruition, and check it out if anything we've said sounds interesting. If you like deck builders, if you like the art style of kind of like a Darkest Dungeon sort of thing, grim and gritty, really like skulls and hell and devils, and it's fucking just metal as hell, man. I really dig it a lot. So.
And I think it's very pun intended, and also perfectly said that it has the bones of a good thing. So I'm not poo pooing it. I just I got stuck, and I don't like anything where I get stuck.
Sure.
And if they listen to this, here's the point that maybe check that out. Work on either a tutorial if you are stuck like that, or make it not stuck like that somehow. Like always have a low cost card that comes in or something like that. There's ways to do that in the development cycle.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because I was going to keep playing for a while. I just got stuck. So minus that, I love the art style is so beautiful, and I like a quick and easy card game that looks great to look at. So I'm interested to see it. I'll follow up.
Yep. Go wishlist. I have wishlisted it, and like I said, anybody can play the prologue/demo right now. It's free on Steam. So that is Nadir, Nadir, a Grimdark deck builder. Go check it out, and I think that you will find it to be pretty interesting. Okay, let's talk about some more turn-based stuff, but in a different sense. Let's talk about turn-based tactics for a moment here, Carlos. I played a couple of them this week. One is great, one is maybe less great. We're going to start with the less great one. It's called Gunslingers and Zombies. It's on the Switch. It's also on PC. Really ironic timing on this one because about a week ago, I was like, oh my god, I'm totally in the mood for a horror western. I wanted to watch a western where cowboys were shooting zombies or shooting vampires or werewolves out on the prairie or something. And I wanted to watch one of those movies so bad. I was just in the zone for like western/horror mashup. And then boom, out of nowhere, completely unprompted, here's this game, Gunslingers and Zombies. Literally the exact thing I was asking for. So I guess you put that energy in the universe and the universe provides.
It does.
Unfortunately, it didn't provide anything good. So that's kind of a bummer. But, this is a real basic, kind of a top-down, turn-based tactics game, kind of reminiscent of like an XCOM or something like that. Really, really basic. Graphics are basic. The attacks are basic. So I struggle to say anything other than basic. Like, it is exactly what you would think. You start off with a team of cowboys. The grid system for the game, the levels, which I really don't like because it seemed like just like a giant grid with a couple of buildings plopped onto it. I didn't really find any elevation or any like really interesting features to kind of use in terms of like the terrain. The attacks, just real straightforward kind of stuff. Like you've got a gun, you've got a knife, or maybe you had a rifle or something. Kind of switch between them, and it just was really kind of very slow and very not exciting. Every once in a while you get like a zoom in kill when you got somebody, but the graphics are like real basic. It's very chunky, very solid colors. It's not graphic in any way. Even like when you're blowing a zombie away, like it's just like a little spark comes out of your gun and the zombie kind of falls over. Like there's no exploding heads, there's no gore. It's not an adult game in any sense. Um, just not much personality to it. Like the cowboys, and there were some women as well, which was good. Props for that. They just were just kind of random. Just none of it felt very exciting. I didn't get an attachment to anybody. I kind of struggled to keep my attention because the levels are really long, and I got to say that like the second level, once you get past the tutorial, was like this really long and drawn out level, and I'm like, oh my god, like you don't want to start off your very first real level being kind of like this war of attrition. Like I was like, this is bad. If this is what I've got to look forward to for the rest of the game, then I don't think I'm going to play this game.
Well, especially in a
Uh,
tactics game,
yeah,
I
you
feel
want
like.
something poppier and quicker, especially like I'm playing on the Switch. Like you don't want to do like a 45-minute level on the Switch, dude. You want to do something a lot quicker than that. And even with all that stuff, I was still going to power through. And then what happened was there's a zombie type. I think they call it the Hunter, where it either spits or it shoots something at you. It came into the map, and it was behind a building. I was on the other side of the building, and it shot through the building and shot me.
Oh, come on.
So that to me was the kiss of death. I'm like, I am absolutely not playing a tactics game where being behind the building cover doesn't matter. That is cardinal sin. That is an unforgivable no-no. So at that point, I noped out. I'm like, I'm not even going to bother because if I can't count on this cover protecting me, then I'm just not going to play this game. So unfortunately, Gunslingers and Zombies just did not make the cut, which is a bummer because I really wanted to play something like this. I would love for any developer out there, if you're doing horror western, please send something to me. I
Yeah.
guarantee I will look at it. I guarantee I will talk about it. But this was not it. So bummer on Gunslingers and Zombies. That is a no go.
Dun,
No
dun,
go.
dun, dun. Hey, remember when you were talking about that second level being too long or whatever and arduous?
Yeah,
I
really, really.
reminded of I think it's called Dustwind that we played. Is that right? Where the
God, maybe.
tutorial was like 8 hours long, and we're like, what? And I skipped it, and you somehow like went through all of it. Remember, it was like a woman who was trying to
Oh
get back her
yeah.
kid or something.
Yes, 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 yes,
The
yes, yes,
tutorial was
yes. I
like
remember.
super long, and I was like, that's not what you want for like a tactics game. You want to like get in and
Dude.
out.
Yeah, you gotta like yeah. This is not Grandmaster chess or anything. I don't need to spend 3 hours thinking about my move. I want small, bite size. Like keep it moving because the genre is inherently kind of slow.
Yeah.
And if you want to speed it up a little bit, like you got to be kind of mindful of that. So yeah, that's a problem. But I will say the other tactics game I played this week ended up being a winner, and not only was it a winner, it is a surprise winner.
Mm.
It is called Absolute Tactics Daughters of Mercy. I didn't know anything about this, and I will say, Absolute Tactics is kind of a boner of a title. It sounds kind of generic, kind of sounds like you're full of yourself a little bit. I maybe would change that title. Not a great title, but the game is great. So this is another turn-based XCOM style game. But wherever Gunslingers and Zombies went wrong, Absolute Tactics get it right. It's kind of a lighthearted and fun game, which is interesting because when I went to go look up people's responses to it, like on Steam and on various review sites, a lot of people said they did not care for the story. They thought the story was bad. And I'm like, that's interesting because I think the story is actually really good. Not in the sense that it's telling me a tale that like, changes how I think about the human condition, but that it's fun. It's light. Like there's a lot of funny lines. They don't take themselves too seriously. Clearly they're trying to just keep the energy high, get a little giggle out of you here and there, which I think is a great way to go. I think it really works. The characters are all pretty interesting looking. The art style, I will say, is shockingly good. I was really taken aback by how attractive this game looks. I saw screenshots. I'm like, okay, that looks all right. But then when I started playing it on the Switch, I'm like, wow, they got a lot out of the Switch. I mean, it's all 2D hand drawn art, and the animation is pretty basic. But like the way that it comes together, I feel like they're doing a lot with a little. Really colorful. I feel like the character designs are all easy to read, which is very important in a tactic game. You got to know who's who, where they are, what are they? Are they a knight? Are they an archer? Are they a shield person? Like whatever. They're all instantly identifiable. And so far, a lot of the weapon classes are really interesting. For example, your main character, who I feel like is a direct nod to Squall, or not Squall, but Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. It seems like kind of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, which is fine because it fits in with the tone of the game. It's obviously not a serious game. He's kind of like he's got like Cloud's kind of hair. He's got like a Buster Sword sort of a thing, but he very quickly teams up with a dog, and he becomes man plus dog, and that is his class.
Mm.
Interesting stuff. There's a lady who has a flail, like a three-pronged flail, and she can do like these giant sweeping like AoE attacks. There's a guy who can put down shields, like barriers, but he's also got, I don't even know what you call it. Like when you see cops like SWAT team and they have that like battering ram thing that they use to break down your door. when they're
Oh
busting
yeah.
through your door. Like that's his weapon. He's got like that door busting battering ram thing. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like you don't see that too often. And so he's like railing people with that thing. That looks pretty cool. So like the classes are already like slightly different, which is pretty interesting. They have little like light banter. And the thing that I think is great about this is like the person clearly knows how to keep this game moving. I saw some people say they felt like the game moved slow. I totally disagree. I feel like this is a very fast moving game. So I'm not sure where they're getting that from, but it's one of those strategy games where they're telling you a story. Each level is a very specific kind of handcrafted level, and they're all different. So, for example, in one you're saving villagers from a town, so you're like in the villagers. You're not saving villagers from a town. I apologize.
You're
You're saving
saving the
villagers.
town from the villagers?
You're saving. No, you're not doing that either. You're
It's
saving
a
villagers in a
palindrome
town.
episode.
I know. Oh man, 303 is a killer. What you're doing is saving villagers from an encroaching army, and they're in their village, in their town. Okay, whatever. Anyway, you're saving. You're a good guy. You're saving people. So you're in the villager's front yard. That's interesting. You go to like a sewer level, and there's like a very narrow sewer level, and where guards are kind of posted. So that's a little change of pace. There's one where you're in a castle, and there's stairs that go up, and you got to flip these switches. That's a little change of pace. There's a level where you're in the back of a fucking wagon, and the wagon's moving, and people are chasing you while you're in a wagon. I'm like, oh, this is a cool change of pace. Like it's all very interesting. It's not about this game is not about min-maxing 16 different job classes and cross-pollinating your stats in the vein of something like Final Fantasy Tactics. I know some people like Final Fantasy Tactics or like Tactics Ogre. To me, those are my absolute least favorite strategy games. So I hate those. I don't think they're very fun. I'm not that kind of player. I don't like sinking myself in that deep. What I like are lighter, faster, more diverse classes. I like dedicated classes, and I like things to just be poppier. And that's what this does. I've got a sword person with a dog. I've got the batarang guy. I've got the cat o' nine tails lady. I've got there's like a crossbow lady, and each level is kind of like narratively designed to kind of explain what their adventure is. We're breaking into the castle, so the next level is we're on the parapet of the castle. We got through the castle, now we're in a dungeon, so you play like in the dungeon. Like it's kind of progressing. Each level tells you part of the story, and I feel like the combat just goes really quickly, like really fast, and it's all very straightforward, but in a good way. Like I don't feel like I'm bogged down in minutia. Between levels, you go back to your base. There's only like maybe like 5 pieces of armor to futz with, and you can really quickly tell whether they're worse or better. So you're not spending a lot of time on that. You get plenty of money to change stuff up. I just feel like it's all very well done. And one thing that I was really, really impressed by, this is kind of like inside baseball for people who play the turn-based strategy genre, but one big complaint of the genre is that when you have a lot of units on a map, like you're doing like a big war map, what happens is the player takes their turn, and then there's like 35 enemy units that take their turn, and it just takes forever.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a drag. They really smartly fixed that, so they kind of break it up into zones, and there's no delineation. Like I can just notice this in a design perspective. So like when we're fighting at the right side of the castle, like on the east, there are a couple of enemies. We'll engage with those guys and fight them, but everybody else on the map just stays where they are because there's no way they're going to affect you. You can't affect them, and them taking a turn would serve no purpose, right? Like there's nothing they can do, so they're just over there and they stay there. But when you finish the enemies that you're fighting and you make your way to that next zone, they all of a sudden come to life, and then they start taking their turns, which is fine because you've probably killed the guys that you just were engaging with. They're gone. Now you're fighting the people who are an immediate threat. Those are the turns you're concerned with. And the people who are further down the line still don't take their turn until you get there, which means it makes the whole thing run fucking faster.
Yeah.
Like you're not going through everybody's fucking turn, where I'm sure you've encountered this, where some enemy on the fucking ass end of the map has nothing to do with you. They got to take their turn, and they like walk in a circle, or they stand in place, or they do whatever. It just wastes your fucking time.
Dude, that used to happen so much in the old school days, like like computer games. You'd play like a tactics game and strategy game, and you would literally be waiting for like 30 minutes for like all the units to move. And then there'd be units like, this is old school talk, real quick, kids. There'd be units like off screen in those games.
Yes.
I don't think they do this anymore. And you would just see like a little counter going by. You wouldn't even know what's happening. But it's like guard A is moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's stupid. So I think this is a better way to handle it. And I will say this: the art looks awesome, and it's the wrong name for the game because
it totally is.
It's like you just said. It's about changing the environments and the quickness of the tactics part. It should be just called Daughters of Mercy.
Agreed.
I think they should get rid of that Absolute Tactics.
Yeah, Absolute Tactics to me gives me more of a flavor of, I'm expecting a Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm Absolute. That means everything, right? There's probably 92 jobs, and I can probably 15 skill trees, and like that's not what this game is. And I suspect that a lot of the bad reviews for this game probably came from people who were expecting like Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's not that, which is fine. I mean, this to me it suggests something more like Vandal Hearts. I don't know if anyone remembers Vandal Hearts from back in the day. That was one of my favorite turn-based strategies from, I want to say, PlayStation 1, I believe. It stayed with me all these years. I think just a superb, really outstanding game. But it's got that same energy. It's really about taking you through these specifically crafted levels. Each level has a purpose. It's not just like a wide open fucking battlefield. Like, they want you to do something each one, and each one of these tells part of the story. The characters are there. They're kind of cracking jokes. They're having lighthearted dialogue. You don't spend a lot of time in menus. You kind of just keep it moving forward. I'm having a blast with this one.
Dude.
It's a really, really cool game. I really like it a lot. I think it's got a poor title. I will say the font is a little bit small for handheld mode, but I think it's fine in dock mode. So, maybe up your game with the font size. But that's really my only complaint so far. I think this is really a lovely surprise. I'm having just a wonderful time with it.
It looks really cool. A surprise for me. I'm glad you brought it to the show. I'll also say that most of your reviews have an asterisk next to them because you're playing everything on the Switch.
Yeah, man.
So this would be, I think, just beautiful on your PC.
I'm sure it must be on PC. I'm sure.
No, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at
you're looking at it. Okay, yeah. It is. Confirmed.
It's $20, and there's a deluxe edition with a bunch of extra, I guess there's DLC type stuff or other things you can get with it. But yeah, I think this is like 100% PC buy for sure.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And honestly, it's not bad on the Switch. I'm still having fun on the Switch. It's not to the point of where I'm not even considering stopping playing it. It is just a little bit small.
Yeah,
but that so many Switch games make that same problem. But
yep.
Anyway, Absolute Tactics, Daughters of Mercy. I think it's actually a really nice, surprising thumbs up, and I definitely recommend it to anybody who wants a fast-paced kind of turn-based tactics XCOM-like game. So
check it out.
Check it out. All right, Carlos, over to you for the gallery. I don't know anything about this other than it's a FMV game, which we both love.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm trying to decide if I want to call somebody out or not. No, I don't think I do. There's one real inside baseball, folks. There's one PR company which I fucking hate so much.
Yeah, let's not call them out.
We're not going to call them out. You know who you are, you bastards. I hate them because, oh man, I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to get in trouble.
Let's just stop it.
I'm just gonna say, and I gotta get off my chest. It's very difficult to deal with them because they are not responsive to requests, and if you have anything happen that needs a little bit of somebody to take care of it, there's no one to take care of it, and it's just really frustrating. I hate dealing with this company. It pisses me off because this is a situation where we got this code in for the gallery. You and I are both FMV fans. You and I both playing this game would make for a better discussion. It would probably be better PR for this game, right? Except I didn't have a way to get in touch with PR because of how their company is set up. So I got one code. I'm like, fuck it, I'm busy. I'm sure Carlos can probably use this more than I can. I gave it to you. I didn't play it. I'm not going to put $20 out or whatever for it because I don't know if it's any good. And I wish that I could have talked to somebody. Hey, PR people, we're going to definitely feature your game on our podcast. Could I get one more code? Most times when I ask somebody, they're like, yeah, sure, here you go. Here's this company where I have nobody to ask, and it just fucking pisses me off. So,
well, guess what? I played it, and it is $15, not $20.
Okay, thank you.
And it's from Avery Studios. Avery Studios, and this is their first game. But the director of this game, worked on one of the games that we love, The Complex.
I love The Complex.
Yes. So we're definitely fans of full motion video. I have a love-hate relationship with them, though, because I don't know about you, but we talked about, I think we've reviewed every one of them almost on the show.
Just about, yeah.
And I either love it or hate the game usually. Like there's it's very few times it's in between where I go like, it was okay. I think in general, I'm like, it's too corny. I've said that before in this podcast for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
it's overly corny. It's always tough because you have to have not just like the technology to make a full motion game, but you need to like have good actors, right, and good directors.
Exactly.
So
and your script's got to be on point too.
And your
like, is it funny? Is it scary? Like, you got to get it right.
Yeah. What was that last one where? Remember, my ending was wildly different than yours, and it was like, what was that? Where I said like a bunch of people died and. I can't remember, but
was it not The Complex? I think that was one where we had pretty different.
No, it wasn't. It was a different one.
Complex?
Yeah. Anyways, so a big fan of this genre. Also, what happens? This is inside my head baseball. Is that when I start
inside Carlos baseball?
Yeah. When I start a full motion game, almost every time I'm ready to stop it, like immediately. Like,
what?
I don't know what's wrong with me, but like because I know it's like it could not be great acting. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like they're always working against, unfortunately, an acting time like a stopwatch.
They've got a few precious moments to hook you.
They have a few moments to hook me with their acting. Because if they don't, I definitely nope out pretty quick. Even if it's an interesting story, I'm like, if I don't, these characters look bad, you know, if this doesn't feel real. Anyways, so that's not the case with this. It's excellent acting, like
Oh, good,
fucking
excellent.
stellar,
Okay, good,
stellar.
good.
And I forgot. I'll look up the names, some of the guys and the gals in this, but all of it's fucking amazing, and a lot of representation, non-binary, trans. Like there's a ton
Oh,
of
really? Okay, excellent. That's good.
mixed in, which is good. I won't go
Cool.
into it because anytime I talk about the characters, it'll be spoilers.
Okay, let's not spoil.
But you know, there's a great representation in this. So you can play either a woman from the '80s, the female protagonist, or you can play a guy from 2021.
Whoa,
Yeah.
different time periods.
So I only played one and played it all the way through into the ending. So
Oh, wow.
I will probably go back and play the other one.
Which one did you choose? Just
I played the
for
guy
our
from
knowledge?
2021 because I
Okay.
wanted to see the modern take, because both of them talk about socio-political unrest in Britain as well.
Oh, is this a British game?
Yes. So
Okay.
it takes place in Britain, and yeah,
In Britain, okay.
So 2021 is about Brexit and kind of a fictitious,
Ooh.
another version of what could happen in unrest in Britain. And so there's that going on, but it's called the gallery. So the version I played, you play a guy who's a gallery curator. He owns this gallery, and he's basically
Like an art gallery.
yeah,
sort of
art
thing?
gallery, and brings artists in. Talks about indie art as well. They're really talking about a lot of things in these games.
Okay.
This one specifically, and brings up a lot of topics. Again, I can't say anything without spoiling it, because this version I play, the 2021, has a main protagonist and a main antagonist, and I won't go into it. But it really makes you play as this character, this guy who has to make a lot of choices about how he feels about the world, how he feels about social media, how he feels about art. And so I liked making all the decisions because I have definitive thoughts on them. Yeah, I would say that I enjoyed it. I thought the acting was great. I immediately was like mad that I couldn't do what I wanted. I think that's the other what's the word? I can't podcast anymore. 303s get me.
I don't know what.
Not slippery slope, but the only downfall, that's not the word either.
Would you get railroaded into a specific path or something?
Well, that's it. Like, so video games, especially role playing games, which I love, I like having choices. And when you role play a character in a FMV game, you have like obviously limited choices.
Right.
And so even if we've talked about this before on the show, if you go down this route of like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, and it still makes you do it.
Right.
So a couple moments like that happen where I was like, I just want to, without spoiling anything, just go down this road, and do this thing with this character. And I couldn't. But to the game's credit, it led me to an area where I had to make a different decision that I wouldn't have made if I just like noped out, essentially, of this world.
Okay.
And then I had to like make a decision that I liked making. I was like, oh, well, even though I was angry a lot of this game, I did get to a place, they pushed me into a place where I had to make a decision about something. And I was like, oh, that made me think about the world differently. So this game's good. Like the end of the...
Oh, good. Okay, good.
It's really good. I think that like in the 2021 version, they really do a lot of mask stuff, meaning like people are wearing masks, but then they ask if they can take them off.
Are you talking about like pandemic stuff?
Yeah, and it feels a little heavy-handed. That's the only like con I'll say, where it happens a lot. Like everyone's wearing masks, or they put it on to take a picture, or they take it off. They ask someone if they can take it off. I don't know. It just seemed like a lot. And they're most of these were like indoors, so it makes sense. And someone says, "Well, we're outdoors now. We can take it off." I was like, "It's too PSA-y in a way."
Gotcha.
Like we all know the fucking thing. We're living through it. So
Sure.
That's the only thing. I just like don't maybe go into that so much. Because it for me, storytelling, it took me out of it, because like I know that shit happens, and I know that's part of real life, and to normalize it might be a good thing. So I'm not negatively saying it's bad, but there's also a movie to be had, right, and a story to be told. So
Right.
it seemed like it just jumped into the show, like, and it shouldn't have been there sometimes. But minus that, I like it. I liked my outcome. My outcome I can't talk about, but was super dark, similar to the other game I just mentioned. So I'm probably had a very, very rare ending, I think. But I'm excited to talk about it with you in a spoiler version. So you should pick it up, like $15. We don't have the code. But I would pick it up. I think that if we like FMVs, it gives you 2 games, right? Because I can go back now and play the 80s version.
I would be curious to hear how different it was in this other track. I was waiting for you to say that you were going to jump back and forth, but you didn't jump back and forth between timelines?
No, it doesn't. It's just like one game and then another game.
That's kind of like a twofer then.
It's a 2 games. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And they're both like, again, they're speaking to a lot of issues that are going on. They're talking about social media. They're talking about artists. They're talking about artists getting paid. The only part that I just didn't like was, besides the mask thing and a little bit of not being able to go down the path I want, is that, like my character, the guy, definitely had thoughts of his own, right? It's not a game that I'm thinking of. And so sometimes I just wouldn't agree with some of the stuff. So
right.
But it's not really like that. It's a game that's also about to like bring up discussion points, and it brings up a lot of them. So I'm excited to talk to you about it once you've played it, and then I'll have finished the other version of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I unfortunately don't have any PR to ask about this game because I'm sure that any developer out there would love to have us talk about their game for 2 episodes in a row, and maybe even a spoiler cast. Who knows? But I can't ask anybody because this PR fucking sucks. So I guess if I can't find it, maybe I'll hit up the devs directly or something. That works sometimes.
Or you could pay the 15. I mean, it's only 15.
$15.
It's only 15.
I gotta pay to give somebody PR on my show. That's fucked up.
Well, no, I know. There's a. By the way, behind the curtain, we get codes and we pay for games. I probably pay for more games than you, and I weirdly enough have less money than you, because I don't care about my life, I guess, and I just buy games. But no, I do and so we do both. But I'm just saying, obviously, I like trying to support developers and stuff like that. These guys spent, I think, probably a good chunk of money on acting, and the director and all that stuff like that. So, anyways, I think 15's a good price. 10 probably be a little better, but 15's great. Yeah. Either way, I'll come back and talk about it later.
That's fine. I'll jump in. I have a personal axe to grind with this particular PR company who I'm not going to name. So that already gets me kind of like my hackles are up a little bit.
But they're not Avery Studios.
They are not. So I'll reach out. If they hook me up with a free code, cool. If not, I'll just buy it. I mean, I can spare $15. That's okay. So we'll see what happens. I'll mark it down for next week, and I should probably have enough. Oh shit, my plate is pretty full for next week, but we'll
see. It doesn't have to be next week,
it.
Just at some point.
Try to get to it. Yeah.
And then like I said, I think it brings up a lot of points. It's a little preachy at times. I think that's what happens in these kind of games because you want to say a bunch of stuff in a short time.
Sure.
So I'm not going to hold them to account for that. But I really did have a good time with it, and it's one of the better FMVs. So we're always looking for those.
Excellent. All right, this sounds like a winner. This sounds like if you liked it, I'm sure that I will like it. I will have to definitely check it out. So we're going to check this out, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week or the week after. We'll get to it again. This sounds like a good one. So, The Gallery, and you were playing it on what system?
Oh, PlayStation, I think.
And I believe it's on everything.
Or Xbox, one of those, yeah.
It's one of those boxes. All right, let me talk for a minute about Hardspace Shipbreaker. This game has been around for, I want to say maybe like a year or two. It's been on PC for quite a while, and it just to scores of accolades. Everybody I've talked to who played it on PC really loved it. I've been very curious about this game, and it finally came to console just like last week, I think, something like that. It's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox. I don't think it's on Switch. I'm not sure the Switch can handle it. But basically, this is a sci-fi physics game where you play I guess you are a shipbreaker. I guess that's what you're called. You're a person in the far future, and you're working for this giant shitty corporation. And your job is to take decommissioned spaceships and cut them up into salvage. So you work at this like space station. You got like this giant dock in the middle of space. You're like floating through space. You're in a space suit. You're in the void, and you've got this gun that has like different modes. There's like a cutter that's like a blade, cutter that's like a point, like a laser. You've got like a grav gun where you can like pull and push things. There's more tools. I haven't unlocked all the tools yet. But there's a number of different tools. And basically, when you start this game, they give you 2 things. Then number 1, they say people die in this job all the time, so you can register your DNA with us, and every time you die, we'll clone you. But that costs money. And number 2, they start you off with like $1 billion in debt.
Oh, man, this sounds like a shitty job and a shitty place to be in your life.
It is. It's terrible. They send you up to space because Earth is worse. But to get up to space, like they charge you for the fuel, they charge you for the seatbelt rental, they charge you for the food and the oxygen, they charge you for the electricity you use, they charge you for everything. And if you get cloned, well, shit, you're fucked then because they charge you for the clone. And it's like you start off the game with like literally like $1 billion in debt, and you can see it on the screen. It's just hanging over your head the whole time. But this game has a lot to say about like corporatization, about capitalism stuff. So it's all part of the plan. Basically, you go into space. They give you a quick tutorial. They say, "Hey man, here's this ship. You get to choose whatever one you want. You can scan it, and the first ship is no problem. Like you look at it, it's like some of it is like carbon steel, and that one's got to go in the recycler, and some of it is like aluminum, and you got to throw that in the furnace. And there's like these different places where you can grab a piece of metal and huck it into this giant bin, and it goes to the right recycling place. But the real key of it is like studying the ship. Each ship is kind of like a puzzle. The starting ship's pretty easy. They're only made of like 2 or 3 materials, and when you look at them, anything that glows yellow is like a kind of like a connection point. So like let's say you've got these 2 sheets of metal. You don't want to cut through the metal because you're cutting through it. You're going to reduce the value of it. You want to like disassemble it as efficiently as possible. You could just fucking cut through the entire ship and cut it in half if you wanted to, but you'd fuck up like all the systems that you're cutting through. Like you fuck up the electronics, you cut the engine in half, and you mess up the panels, and like you get way less money. And the point of it is to make as much money as possible to pay off your fucking $1 billion of debt, right? So you got to be more strategic. You got to look at the connection points, scan them real quick. You're like, okay, well if I burn this hatch open and get inside the ship, and then if I turn myself upside down, I can like shoot these little connection points, and then the side panels of the ship will just like float off the side. They're still in basically mint shape. I'm gonna throw those into the recycler, get max points for those, and start working out my debt. So that's basically what you do. You're floating around, trying not to kill yourself. As the game goes on, it gets more dangerous. Like there's some components that'll explode if you cut them. There's some things that you certainly don't want to cut through. There's some parts that you got to like be really careful of, and also there's physics. If you are not careful, you can get crushed sometimes by these large pieces that you're whipping around with your gravity gun and everything. It's really it's interesting because it is both really relaxing and it is also incredibly stressful at the same time. Stressful because that debt is constantly on screen, and you're thinking every single time you make a cut, if it's a bad cut on the top of the screen, it shows, oh, you lost $7. Oh,
Oh,
you lost
wait a
$15.
minute. Hold
You
on.
can totally see it. Like it doesn't a pop-up doesn't come up, but you can see it. There's a little bar on the top of the screen. Green is cash you've earned, red is cash you've lost. And every bad cut, that red bar grows bigger and bigger and
Okay,
bigger
dude,
and bigger.
hold on for a second.
Yeah.
So, watching the screenshots and then hearing you talk about it, it reminded me of Animal Crossing and the fact that Tom Nook made
Tom
you
Nook.
pay $1 million. But the part is you can kind of like, the game is a simulation to go kind of relax in space and just do things, right? Like cut things up.
Right.
But you just saying that made me worried because I don't want to be concerned with how I'm doing. I feel like, and I'm just jumping ahead because I have not played this game, but if everything you just told me about the game was that's it and there was no real money attached to it and you just go out into space and have to do this, that sounds like a power washer game to me, you know?
Similar, very similar in vibe, yes.
But
absolutely.
should I be worried and feel like this kind of, if I fuck up, it's going to set me back somehow?
Well, I'm playing on normal mode, right? So there's a couple different modes. And because we recently had somebody review this at Game Critics, I forget who it was. I think it was one of our new guys. I think it was Jason, I believe, who reviewed this. And in his review, he said that a lot of the enjoyment of the game that he got was from the commentary on capitalism. So you kind of have to struggle with that a little bit. And his review made it sound really good. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for that and try this out. But there is a mode which is like the relaxed mode, and I don't know if there's any money in that mode, or I know there's no time limit because when you're doing the normal mode, you have to pay for the oxygen, right? You're in there. Every breath is money, right? Every breath is a couple bucks, and so you want to get it done as quickly as possible. So you spend less money on electricity, less money on oxygen, et cetera, et cetera. But I believe the relaxed mode, which is available from the start, is just, I think it probably takes away most of that stuff. Okay. I haven't tried it yet, but I believe there is that mode, yes.
Yeah, I want to play the ultra rich mode where I'm like, I'm not in debt and I just going up there because I'm helping out. I don't know. As a volunteer.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's just really fun. So it's interesting. I think the physics are really done well. I feel like as an astronaut floating in space, I have an above average level of control. So you don't just like spin out of control. You have like space brakes, which are not really a thing, but you have brakes and you can turn yourself. And I felt like I could maneuver really effectively. Using the gun is pretty cool. Tutorial is pretty solid. So I think it's just a really great game. I really am looking forward to spending some more time and just cutting the ships up is like you said, it's kind of like a power wash. It's pretty therapeutic, and I
Hmm.
love like making that clean cut and seeing that piece fly off the ship. I'm like, yes, I got that. I got the whole panel of carbon. I'm gonna throw that in the burner, and boom, there it goes. And
See,
just a real
that's
yeah,
just the power wash game. What I
yeah,
got for me,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm digging it. I think Hardspace Shipbreaker is great. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the story. There is a story. There is a campaign. I think it would be fine if all you're doing is cutting ships, but there is a narrative to get through. So excited. It looks great. Controls great. I'm playing it on PlayStation, I think.
I think it came to Game Pass, I want to say.
Yes, it is on Game Pass. It is on
Well,
Game
then I
Pass.
can
If you have
check
Game
it
Pass,
out for
check it
free.
out for free. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting and neat and different. And I think it's really well done. So I'm liking Hardspace Shipbreaker quite a bit. Check it out.
Check it
Check it
out.
out. All right, and on Game Pass too for free. All right, Carlos, over to you for your man. You're like Mr. Demo. Like the last month, you've been demo,
Demo it up. Yep.
demo it up. Star Ocean, the Divine Force demo, which was surprisingly hard to locate.
Yeah, let's talk about that first before I talk about the actual experience because I played the entire demo. I am like demo crazy right now for specifically RPGs, obviously, because I'm literally like a vampire who doesn't have enough blood. That's how I feel about RPGs right now. So I'm just finding anything that I can get that's an RPG and sucking all of the blood out of it. Which
That is so. I'm trying to like picture that in my head. Like, what would an RPG vampire even look like? I'm not even sure.
well, no, I'm looking for an RPG experience, and I'm a vampire, so I'm a vampire RPG vampire. So I have to see. I just said that as a palindrome too. This episode's weird.
This is
Anyways,
a weird episode.
so to find it, I had gotten it, of course, as soon as it was available. Right, like it had a timed window for availability. I think it's gone by now. And so I got it day one and played it. But then when you looked for it, which is I think on the tail end of when it was available, you couldn't find it in search on the PlayStation, correct?
That is correct. I did search. It didn't come up. It brought up a couple older Star Ocean games, and these were not them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I can't. Am I wrong? Is Carlos playing this on PC? What's going on?
And so I showed you the hack, which has happened many times on PlayStation, which is one of the cons for that system. I made fun of Xbox's UI, which is a piece of garbage. So Sony does this too, which doesn't make any sense. Their search just breaks or something. Every once in a while, certain things that I could search for are gone. I'm guessing it's because they're always updating the catalog, right? But that means they're also somehow updating their search. Like right now, if you search for Star Ocean, for if you type in STAROC, you get things like upgrade your PlayStation subscription. Like that's the results.
Yeah, it's garbage. It doesn't
It
make
doesn't
any
make
sense.
sense. And then you go AN, and then it goes, oh, you mean Star Ocean. So broken, right? That's stupid.
Yeah, not that is not high quality.
But life hack for anybody who ever has that issue and can't find something, just go to the website. For some reason, the website search never breaks, and you just go to store.playstation.com and you search for Star Ocean, and you found it right away, right?
I mean, cool, but I'm at my console. I got
know.
my controller in my hand.
I'm telling
I
you the
just,
hack. That's why it's called a hack.
I mean, it is a hack. I appreciate that, and that is how I found it. Eventually, I took your advice, went to the PSN store online, and then sent it to my PS5. But it's like, fuck, dude, I was on the PS5. It
I
should be
know.
right here.
But again, asterisks, at least sending something to your PS5 from your browser works perfectly.
I mean, true.
That is true. So, anyways, weird. Search is weird. But so before I get into it, did you play it a little bit?
I did not
Okay.
because by the time I got done downloading the whole thing, I forgot about it and I moved on with my life.
And I think the timing is already over because it was a timed demo.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, Star Ocean I liked. I actually recently, for this podcast, replayed Departure R Plus or something. It was a remake of the original. I really like this series a lot. Maybe like 2 games probably out of the whole series that I really, really enjoyed. And this takes place after the last game, which I love because I'm a canon person, you know? So it's like the newest game, right? It's also the newest game in the timeline, etc. Star Ocean is similar to, Valkyrie is different. Valkyrie Profile is more like this, but there's a lot of like same university type stuff. You know, I want to say like Final Fantasy, where like the world's the same but like different characters. So it's kind of like that. And this game the demo starts off very much like a bunch of the games, where it's like you're on a spaceship, now you're on a planet, you're stranded on the planet, That's the game, right?
That's the
That's
game.
kind of like a lot of the Star Ocean games. So it starts.
That's like every Star Ocean game.
Yeah, it starts the same way. I was kind of depressed about that. I was like, oh, it should have been, this is your newest shit, right? But I'll say this: it's super fun to play. Your characters, it's weird because I'm going from Valkyrie Elysium demo, which I love the art style and the combat and stuff like that. This is a different type of combat. It's also real time, so it's a real time action RPG. But there's a couple key differences. One, you immediately have NPC companions. They do their own thing, whatever. You control your main character. And your main character is a douchebaggy kind of guy, right? So that's a con. Like, what's up, dudes? Huge blonde hair spiked up. It's hard to relate to him. But the cool thing is in the combat, at some point when you land on the planet, you get this little spaceship buddy who follows you, like floats next to you,
Okay, like a little drone or something?
Little drone thing. And what it does is one of the funnest things I've ever done in an action RPG. It basically lets you target an area, okay, by right trigger or something. I forget what trigger. And when you target it, you move around and it's like an enemy or whatever. Or it could just be a space, like in area, like on the mountaintop or something. And when you let go of the trigger, it just zooms you there, like flying.
That's cool. Yeah, nice.
So now if you're zooming towards an enemy, it zooms you there and attacks. That is endlessly fun, okay? This is the pro of the game. Like, the combat was just so much fun to do. I just wanted to do all that zooming. And it also, like, there's secrets everywhere, right? So, like, gems and all that shit. So it's like you can use that to go up this rock face that you couldn't normally climb. So you're always, like, zooming around the place and trying to find stuff. So I like that a lot. And the combat's just super fun and frenetic. The con on the combat... And I'm going to ask you this. I don't know how many games does this, but it's an action RPG, but it has that turn-based thing where if you don't have action points, you can't attack.
Yes.
Not many games do that anymore. I feel like it's pretty limiting.
It is really limiting. I think that was really originated by the Final Fantasy. I think they're active turn-based, active time battle. It's like the ATB system, whatever
Right.
ATB stands for.
Yeah.
It's that system where you might be real time, but if your meter or your bar is not full, you can't take any action, but you're still in the scene getting attacked or
or dodging and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So again, good dodge roll, and a bunch of stuff as well. The flying, you can use the flying to dodge. So yeah, I basically just had to like run away sometimes, and I wasn't used to that in a combat action game, RPG. So I didn't like running out of energy where like you hit any button and nothing happens,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So that's the only con because it did happen. But then, you just get smart about it, right? Like you use your attacks for this thing, you kind of go back a little bit, retreat for a minute, let it fill up, and whatever, etc. But with that flying thing, man, it really does help out a lot. So the character's really fun. There's like really quirky things. Like I met a big bunny out of nowhere. There's a huge fluffy bunny, and I was like, what? Then you catch little bunnies. I was like, I guess that's a mini game. So there's a lot of like quirkiness into it as well. I played every ounce of that demo. It was like 2.5 hours, and it's just something that's super addictive. Like it's not like going to knock you over the head with like, I don't think an amazing story. I don't know, but so far it wasn't. It just felt like another fun sci-fi RPG, which there's not many of, right? So that's a positive.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. The genre is pretty small, and I feel like Star Ocean kind of has the market cornered on that, which is, I mean, kind of unfortunate because I've tried a couple of Star Oceans, and they've never really clicked with me, but I would love another, like, true sci-fi, maybe not, something along the lines of Mass Effect or something like sci-fi, but it's like an RPG and something like that. But Star Ocean, I don't think is quite my jam. But that zooming thing sounds pretty nice.
The zooming thing's amazing. It's one of my favorite takeaways. It makes you, it's an addictive thing that you want to just keep playing with, and then also like, it's definitely not, I don't think, going to reach like levels of Mass Effect story, It definitely feels more like a lighthearted, almost JRPG style. And then the other con was, in the demo at least, it was chugging. When I got to a certain level, and I played on PS5 in performance mode, so not even graphics mode. It comes out in October, the end of October, so they've got to do a bunch of optimization because it was unacceptable. Like it went down to like 20 maybe or 15 at times, frames.
Wow.
And it wasn't everywhere. It was just in these like interesting, like, big, huge open world spaces.
Yeah.
But when it happened, it was like took away a lot of that fun because it's like now you're chugging a bit. So
I mean, point of clarification though, if correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is technically a PS4 game. Like this is not being designed.
oh,
It'll play on PS5, but I remember looking it up, and I'm pretty sure it's a PS4 game.
okay, that's interesting. I mean, I was playing the PS5 version of the demo, but
Right. But maybe it's not optimized for the new hardware,
yeah.
right?
So let's hope to do some optimization in that last month window. Although me just saying this, it might get pushed, because I don't think it's a hard date. It's definitely on the
Yeah,
stores
you don't
that
want to
date.
release it if it chugs already. I mean, that looks bad for them. It looks bad for PlayStation.
Yeah, so let's hope. Now that to just always go back to Valkyrie Elysium because it's my favorite thing.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, but that game comes out now, but like the demo which I played about a few weeks before, if not a month before, I guess, was just never chugged. You know what I mean? So, anywho, I really enjoyed it. I had my fun. It doesn't carry over, so none of the save data carries over, which sucks. But
That's a bummer.
But I think it's because they definitely could do a lot of work in the 0 hour. That last hour, like we said at the top of the show, development goes until the very last second. So,
Well, graphics are the first thing done. Everybody
we
knows
know that,
so,
but
yeah, that's confirmed.
That's confirmed. But yeah, so I think they have a lot of work to do. I could see it getting pushed, not because it looks bad at all, but like I think that just to make it really great and sing. But I'm gonna play the shit out of it. Like I'm gonna buy that day one, unless we get a code for some reason. But if we don't, yeah, I like it. It's a positive review. Go. You can't play the demo anymore. I think it's over. But I'm saying that it's good. It just needs some optimization.
Quick thought that just occurred to me. Would you say, Carlos, that Valkyrie Elysium is the Cyberpunk 2077 of Japanese active turn-based games? Is it in that ballpark for you?
I don't know. I mentioned it enough.
I feel like we're approaching that Carlos's favorite game space with Valkyrie Elysium.
Wow, are we? I mean, the fact
I
that
feel
I
like we
got the
are.
digital version, paid that money so I could play it early. Well, this whole show is just gonna be about Valkyrie Elysium, really. But I think what it is again, it's just that anything that's an action RPG, if the combat's fun enough, I want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that it's fun enough even without that pawn system that they're going to add back to it, because most of the demo you don't have those characters,
Right.
which is those, I forgot the names of them.
The Einherjar.
Einhornyard, yeah. So add those together with it, and some of them look like really cool characters. My wallpaper is actually one of them because I'm so excited. It just feels like, yeah, like that kind of mechanic makes me want to play it forever. And Cyberpunk's the same way. Like I played the shit out of that because I like the melee combat. But
Yeah.
all right, moving on. But yeah, it's a thumbs up for me, and I can't wait to play it in earnest.
There we go. One more game before we wrap up here and head to the final portion of the show. Potion Hermit is the game that I am playing. Yeah, have you seen this one?
Yeah, I was on my radar, and I didn't know if you're going to play it, so...
Yeah. I'm playing it on the Switch right now. This is a top-down, hand-drawn, pixel-based RPG. It's a real-time action RPG sort of a thing. You play a alchemist who comes to this town, and you don't quite know what the backstory is. You've been summoned to this town because there's somebody who's really sick and they need your help. But when you get there, everybody like hates you. They're like, "Oh God, another alchemist! Fuck these guys! What are you doing here?" And you very quickly realize something bad happened with the last alchemist, and you are not super welcome. But the dad of the sick girl is the mayor, and so he kind of tells everybody to shut up, and he brings you in to do your business. And basically, the game is broken up into several parts. There's the town part where you got to like walk around and talk to people and meet citizens and take side quests from people. Mostly people get sick or something, and you need to like find out how to help them. There's a diagnosis mini game, like people come to your clinic and then they're like, "Oh, my throat hurts." The first person is like, "My throat hurts." So you do this kind of like rhythm action, like up down down, DDR sort of a mini game to diagnose not only what's wrong with them, but also how satisfied they are with your care. Like if you don't miss any, they're like, "Oh yeah, doctor knows what they're doing. They got me diagnosed right off the bat, and they got the right diagnosis." But if you miss some of those beats, they're like, "Your fingers are clumsy, and this is no good." And so there's that part. Then you need to go out into the world. Again, kind of like a top-down 16-bit, kind of a Zelda sort of a thing. And there's these little areas that are gated off at first, but you can unlock more as you go. But basically, you're in the woods, and you see herbs, and you'll see mushrooms, and you'll see rocks or whatever. and you have a couple different tools, and you harvest them. Like you whack the herbs, you collect the herbs, you whack the rocks, you get the trees, whatever. You collect all this stuff. While you're out there, there are definitely monsters. So like bears and slimes and some other kind of whatever woodsy monsters that you fight. You can fight those guys and get goods from them too. Like you kill a bear and you get like honey, of course, because bears carry honey with them all the time, and I don't know, bear claw or something like that. You harvest this stuff. You got to go find out where it is, get it back to your lab. You come back to the lab, and in order to make whatever it is this person needs to get healthy, it's not like a Tetris minigame, but it's kind of like where each herb, rock, mineral, honey, whatever, everything you get is a shape that's like a Tetris shape. It doesn't look like that when you're in the field, but when you get back to your lab and you're looking in your cauldron, it looks like a Tetris shape. So, for example, you'll be like, oh, I need to make, I don't know, moonbeam soup for this person because they got a sore throat. So, like, you look at your different ingredients. They all have different colors. And the recipe will say you can use red things and green things and blue things, but no yellow things. And it has to be in this shape. And you'll see like this like weird shape on your screen. And you realize I need to fill that shape with my various Tetris pieces. Can't leave any squares open, and I can only use the colors that the recipe calls for. So like to make the moonbeam soup, it's like, oh, I can use any color, so that's fine, that's easy. I need like an L shape, and I need like a one block shape, and I need a square shape, and I need a C shape or whatever. So you look to see what your stuff has, and then you find the ingredients that have those correct shapes. You plug them into your cauldron, stir it up, and then boom, you got your potion or whatever.
Dude, I'm getting Dr. Mario vibes.
I mean, it's not a puzzle game. Like, there's no time.
I know, but when you're talking about it, like puzzle pieces and curing people.
Yeah, it's vaguely in the same conceptual ballpark for sure. You plug in those pieces, you give it to the person, they get better, and they're like, oh, I thought you were scum, but I actually like you now because you healed me up. You're okay in my book. And so then you got to go and do quests for people to kind of get them on your side. Of course, there's like another rival doctor who's like, I'm a witch doctor and you're a alchemist and you suck and I don't like your medicine and my medicine's better. But he's kind of falling out of favor, so he's kind of like stirring up trouble for you. And then you kind of just go and like play that. It's like just like this RPG where you're getting to know the people in the world. You're getting to know the parts of the land. The more people like you, the more of the world you can access. They give you permission to go further and further afield to get different ingredients. You get different colors, different shapes. You're going to find different recipes. You're going to find different people with different sicknesses. And that's kind of what you do. So I feel like overall, it's pretty well put together. I feel like if you were in the mood for this kind of RPG where you want to get to know a town, like a cozy RPG almost. You get to know a small town, you get to know the residents, all this kind of stuff. You get to know the area, really kind of feel lived in. That's what this game is going for, and I think it achieves it really well. I think it's really cool. I only have a couple of cons, but before I get to the con, I will say you have a dog, and he comes around with you. You can name him whatever you want. And one neat feature is like when you need to find somebody, this game runs on a real-time clock situation. There's like a night cycle, day cycle. People have their own schedules, like the baker will go work in the bakery and et cetera, and he'll be at home at nighttime and all that. If you need to find somebody in a hurry, if you've met them, you can talk to your dog and be like, hey dog, I need to find so and so, and then you plug him in and he'll go track that person down. So if you don't know where they are, he'll just be like, oh yeah, I can smell them and they're over here, we're going to go find them, which is awesome. I love that because ultimately it's a time-saving quality of life feature, which because I'm sure we've all in those games with real-time systems, oh man, where the fuck is so-and-so? I forgot. Are they at home? Are they at work? Where'd they go? What do they do? It's a drag, right? It's a drag. So I appreciate that they do that. So that's cool. Couple cons. I will say that I believe the, no, I'm not going to talk about the text. I think the text is small, but I didn't write that in my notes. I may just be in the broken record of saying, all Switch text is too small.
Text is small.
I'm not going to say that. I think it's probably okay. But the one thing I will say, which is not even really a con, is just with the art style, it's just kind of a preference thing. It's just like I feel like everybody's legs are too skinny, and it looks kind of weird to me. And it doesn't affect the game in any way. It's not
skinny
even
legs.
The legs are too skinny, yeah, and it kind of throws me off a little bit. Like the sprites are really well drawn, and from the front everybody looks cool, but when your character starts running, they got these weird little stick legs, and it kind of bugs me, man. Like it's stupid. It's totally stupid. It's just like a total aesthetics issue.
It is.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything, but it just kind of bugs me.
It's a good episode title, potentially. Weird little stick legs.
Weird little stick legs. That's the only thing that bugs me. Other than that, I feel like this game is really competent. I feel like the tutorials are good. I feel like the systems are good. I think the systems for collection and potion making and all that stuff. The only other con that I will say, and it's also like a nothing burger con. When you're starting the game and your dog is with you, your dog gets hungry after a while, and then he starts like dragging, like he looks sick, and he looks really sad, and he looks like he's gonna die, and I'm like, holy shit, I gotta fucking feed this dog. What do I do? And like the tutorial does not cover feeding the dog,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh no, what's happening? My dog is suffering, man. I don't have any milk bones or anything. I got nothing to give him. What am I supposed to do? And I couldn't figure it out. And so I had to do I was playing for like a while with my dog, like looking like he's at death's door. It really bothered me, dude. It kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
And I was not cool with that. And eventually, at some point in the tutorial, they're like, oh, if you push ZR to whistle for your dog, he'll come up to you and then you can interact with him. So I had been trying to click on the dog, like, I got a mushroom, eat a mushroom real quick, or I got a piece of beef jerky or something, trying to give it to him. And nothing happened. Like, you couldn't interact with the dog. But the tutorial said you had to push this button first, whistle for him, and then that opens up the dog to the dog interaction menu.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, feed the dog, pet the dog, find somebody. And I'm like, man,
They should have said that at the beginning.
yeah, you could have told me that like half an hour ago, and I wouldn't feel as fucking guilty for starving my digital ass dog who's not even a real dog, and I feel bad about it. So
Yeah.
that sucked. But that's not even really a complaint. So
That seems cool.
yeah, it's a good game. I don't have any complaints. If you want a cozy RPG, get to know the town, heal people, gather herbs, this is your jam. It's pretty well put together. It's cute looking, except for those skinny legs and the starving
Weird
dog.
little
But other than
stick
that,
legs.
it's a good game.
Another potential title for the game, for the podcast, is Red Things, Green Things, and Blue Things. You said that
That's a
at some
good one.
point. That's pretty funny.
That's a good
Okay, so check it out.
Check it
And
out.
Bus-
That is a good one.
And we're not done with the show, even though I'm tired and it's warm in my apartment. I have a surprise game.
Oh shit! Surprise
It's only going to
game.
take 1 minute, though.
Surprise game. Okay, what is it?
Xump Jump, baby.
Oh shit! I thought you were going to bring this up. I was surprised you didn't bring it up in housekeeping.
Well, it's got its own
It's
category.
got its own segment
because it's a
Jesus.
real game I played and beat. So it's got to be official in the official
So
games.
for people who didn't catch last episode, which may be somebody, you want to fill us on what Xump Jump is, Carlos?
Yes, last episode and probably every other episode before this, we
the last
talked
5
about
episodes.
really, really corny, like $1.50 games populating all the console store pages. And a lot of these are just cookie cutter, jump games or endless
Yeah, it's
running
garbageware, man. It is
Yeah.
garbageware.
And so there's a million of the jump games. So Xump Jump and Yump Jump and Pump Jump.
And you're not even kidding, dude. You're not even
I'm not
joking.
even kidding. So I picked one, which was in my like weird world, the best. I think I went on Twitter saying that it was better than Elden Ring. It's a Xump Jump because it's an XUMP,
Gotcha.
and you play as a pig. And the description of the game is: goal is to overcome all the obstacles and traps on the way and grab as many coins as you can. So that's what you do. It's a jumping up game. Now I'm going to actually talk about this more than I thought I would because
Go ahead,
there is
man, 'cause
one
I'm
interesting
curious.
thing. So it's one of those things where, like, if you're on a piece of ground that's solid in the air as you jump up, your goal is the top, right? It doesn't nothing. You're fine. But if you jump on those little platforms that fall away, then you're dead, right? If you don't jump far enough up. Am I making sense? I'm not.
I mean,
So
maybe.
So what I'm saying is,
No,
you're jumping up. The goal is to get to the top, right? And if you jump on a piece of land that's floating in the air, that's fine. It's like a solid piece of land. You're fine. You could stay there as long as you want. But if you jump on like a piece that falls away, then you have to keep jumping, right?
right. So that you crumbly platform or something that falls.
Right.
Okay.
Then there's moving platforms, the same thing. But if you fall at the bottom, you're done, right? Like no matter what.
If you fall all the way back to the bottom of the ground.
Well, you don't
like-
even fall. You just fall off the screen. So if you fall off the screen at
okay,
all,
gotcha,
you're done,
gotcha.
right? And if you get hit once by any enemy, you're done. So it's like an Elden Ring Dark Souls game in that way.
It is the Dark Souls of Xump
Dark
jumping
Souls
games.
of jump games.
Okay.
So it's tough, is what I'm saying. But I beat that game. And now it did only take me probably 7 minutes or something, maybe 10.
I was just gonna say, is it like 3 levels and you're done?
It's not
5
3.
minutes,
No,
or what
no.
are we-
It's. I mean, I had to be on my game. Okay, Xump Jump isn't for the weak.
Okay. All right.
But I didn't get as many coins as possible, like the description said. I got like 380 worth of them, but I guess I missed some. So I got to the top, and then you get like, I don't know, some other points, and it does like confetti, and that's it. That's the end of the game. There's nothing.
What do you
else.
do with the coins? Nothing. Just to collect them.
Yeah, you just collect them. Try to go back if you want to play it again and get more.
Can't buy any
coins.
skins or anything
no,
like that.
No. But
Jesus.
by doing anything in that game, you get trophies. So like I jumped 5 times and I got a trophy. I got to level 300, I got a trophy. I died once by a bee. I got a trophy. So if you want easy trophies, I don't ever follow those things, and then by beating the game, and by the way, I guess I did everything you could do in that game. I got a platinum.
Wow.
I
You platinumed
platinumed it.
Xump Jump.
Yeah, I platinumed Xump Jump. So game of the year 2022, better than Elden Ring for sure. Shares a lot of the same DNA and the fact that if you die, it's over.
Right. I heard one of the guys from FromSoft was actually working on this on the side.
They did on the side for a little while, and then he had to like get on Elden Ring. So, anyways, I had an actually fun time with it, for 7 minutes. But I also played it because, well, check this out. I played
had a fun 7 minutes.
Hey, I mean, it wasn't not fun. I was like, it was challenging enough to get to the top, and then I did it.
Fucking amazing. I love.
Wait, is that the title? That's probably.
It might be. It might be a fun 7 minutes.
This is a kind of a sad side story. I just want to tell it really quickly. I looked up the developer, and their name's Zakim, Zakim, and they have a whole webpage and stuff like that. And they make things like Pretty Bird, which is a Flappy Bird clone, and then they make a game that is using a template. It's called Pakmaga and Pakmaga 2. But it actually looks like a kind of okay platformer, like left to right kind of game.
Yeah.
And then all the jump games, which are essentially almost the same. But what I thought was really interesting, and this is actually kind of a heartwarming thing, is that, I make sketches and if no one sees it, I get sad. And if people see it, I'm happy because when we make stuff, we want people to enjoy it, And I know this is not where you think I'm going with this game or company because we could just like call it garbage. But I went to their Twitter. I did a deep dive.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, you really did, man.
And there are some humans out there that were interested in their games and like looking forward to another one. And I was like, who are these people? And not in a negative way. I'm just saying like that exists. It's almost like people put themselves in a bubble and they think that, and that this is definitely a soapbox I don't need to go on, but it's like there is something for everybody, and even if you don't think your thing resonates with anybody, it might resonate with 2 people, like out of the whole population of the planet.
Sure.
And so there was like some people interested in their new games, and I had like a tear. I was happy. I was sad by that. I didn't know what to feel. I'm confused by this whole experience of Xump Jump, really.
Man, so it's funny you're talking about this because number one, kudos on your investigative journalism there.
Thank you. I have an associate's degree. I have associate's degree.
Most research we've ever done in this game in this podcast for anything.
And I have a little more things about it, but go ahead. Yes.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, you brought up Pretty Bird, and that's on the PSN store, and me and my son were getting some shits and giggles out of it. You get like Pretty Bird 1 through 6 were all within like 5 rows of each other.
Right.
Like it wasn't even you didn't even have to go that far back, and it was like all these are the games that just look like trash, but. Regardless, I think what you're really coming to is something that I've known for a while, is that it doesn't matter what game you're talking about. It could be any game whatsoever. It could be Final Fantasy. It could be Xump Jump. It could be anything in between.
It could be Xump Jump.
It doesn't matter what it is. Literally every game that's ever been made, there's at least one person out there that is their favorite game of all time. You can pick fucking any game. The trashiest garbage game you think you've got. It does not matter. Someone out there, I guarantee you, that is the star in their sky. That is the center of the universe. That is their favorite game. That is a truth. And so I think that you are just now discovering, you're peeking into that world, right? The world of people who are Xump Jump lore divers and who are looking forward to the continuing adventures of Pretty Bird.
You know what?
You're finding these folks.
You're not wrong, and that's a good summary of what we're getting to. The other part, though, and this is good for us to hear too, and also all the other not like us, stick up your ass game journalists out there who think it's so fucking important. I never went on that tangent, but I want to go on it. I won't go on it now because it's games. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's people who need to calm down. So what I'm saying is, to that point, it doesn't even have to be their favorite game. It could also be just good enough. Like, that's also out there, right, people? Like, Xump Jump isn't going to win any rewards, but it might be for younger people, right? You got to think about that.
Sure.
And like, an 8-year-old's playing it going like, this is fun. I'm playing this on my phone. I'm playing it on my PlayStation, whatever.
That's true.
Or it could be someone like me who's just, old grizzled veteran, but like wants to take a break and wants to play like a kind of a phone game on his PlayStation. And that's what I did that night for 7 minutes, right? But like, That's what I'm saying. It's not even has to be their favorite game. It could just be like a fun distraction. So I think
Right,
it's almost
right.
like it put in perspective of like, wow, there's a bunch of people out there who just want an interesting thing to do, and it doesn't have to be all important. Graphics 8, story 7. You know what I mean? Like I know that's what we
Man,
do, but
you
like,
are correct. You are 100% correct. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
okay,
Like I am with you, brother. And at the same time,
but
I have to say that it feels bad when I go to the PSN store and I see 6 pretty birds and 7 desert drives
yes,
and 14 Xump Jumps. Like,
I
I
agree.
get what you're saying and I agree with you, but also something about this is not right, and I don't know. Maybe they need to go in a different tab or maybe
Well,
categorize
that's it. I
differently
can tell you the
or
answer. I can
something.
tell you the answer because I agree with you, right? Like, I think we just bring it up in the show all the time because it is polluting, and that's a true word,
Yes, that is true.
our experience to go look for new games. And especially for, we want a specific type
I
of
mean,
game.
that's true. You are stopping me from finding new games because I've seen too much
Right.
of
So
these.
all they need to do, and is still my wish, is it puts it in a casual place, put in a or a 2D thing, or just put it in a different menu.
I mean, casual tab or kids tab would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
or just like simple tab, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, like funds aside, but just don't put
Yes,
it next to my PS5 Elden Ring
yes. Light bites.
because I know
Do
Xump
that.
Jump is being compared to Elden Ring, so I can see that one. Okay, everything else maybe not. Xump Jump, I get it. So, anyways, I don't know. That was my deep dive. I went through a range of emotions. I did it as a larf.
This has been a journey,
I
dude.
know. I did it
I
for.
feel like we both have been on a journey. You took me on this journey with you.
It's a surprise game. So, there it is. Xump Jump, game of the year. I platinumed it.
Can I just say, at no point when we first started bringing these games up did I ever think we were going to spend this much time on them, that we would
Ah,
come back to them for multiple episodes in a row, that you would grow as a person and also force me to grow as a person as well
nice.
to talk about fucking Xump Jump. I never thought we would get here. I never thought that was the goal, but here we
This
are, my
podcast
friend.
is magic. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Friendship is magic. Xump Jump is magic. Okay,
Xump
there
Jump
we
is
go.
magic.
Xump
There's
Jump
so
is
many
magic.
titles for this
I
podcast.
refuse. I refuse to give,
Okay, yeah,
give any
that's
more
fine.
PR. Okay, so that is that. That is the show, and what a journey it has been. I
Our
feel like I
takeaway
am.
from people listening to the show is gonna be like, I should go get Jump Jump. It's a
Jesus,
dollar fifty.
we're gonna sell so many copies of Xump Jump. That person needs to thank us personally because we talk about it 19 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, no more talking about that. Let's get to the shout outs. Let's get to one last thing before we go
Oh
here.
yeah.
Quickly, shout outs. Quick shout out to Marco Mortiaro. Shout out to Jeremy Powers. And shout out to John from Gaming in the Wild, the ASMR of Video Game Podcast. All of these folks gave us retweets last week and shared our content in their feeds. I very much appreciate that. I know that you very much
Thank
appreciate
you, thank
that.
you, thank you.
Any shares are welcome. So thank you all very much. I really, 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 really thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And one last thing before we go. Carlos, you got anything before we go? Because I got a couple. What do you got?
Three show type things, okay? And I'll do it hot,
Okay.
rapid fire, both of us, because
Rapid fire.
I'm steaming in this apartment.
All right.
Little Demon. Did I bring it to the show before?
You did not, and I've heard of it, but tell me more.
Fucking great cartoon about a girl who is a daughter of the devil, and then her mom, had sex with the devil, and so she lives with her mom. Her mom's a badass who's played by Aubrey Plaza, the voice of Aubrey Plaza's voice.
Okay.
And so she's a badass mom who's like knows how to do magic and shit. Like she's a badass. And then the daughter is she's got like powers that she's trying to learn how to use. And she goes and talks with her dad, who's played by Danny DeVito, the voice of Danny DeVito.
Sure.
And it's fun and funny and also gross. But I bring it up because it's one of the like smartest cartoons out right now, animated short shows or whatever. And also it has a message. Almost every episode has a message about kids being bullied, or the last one was about self-hate and like eating disorders. And at the end of the episode, and the whole episode isn't preachy, but it's about that, right? Like the little kid sees himself as a monster, and then like he becomes a monster, and it's like fucking intense. But then it has a good message at the end. And at the end of that episode, the last one, they put a hotline up, and they're like, if you have an actual issue, you should reach out, whatever. It's fucking cool as shit, dude. People are not talking about it enough. Little Demon.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Question. So number one, I realize the subject matter here, but is this like appropriate for teenage kids, or
It
is
has
this like
to
strictly
be.
adults only?
No, it has to be. I mean, there's actually weirdly nudity in it. Like the mom gets naked lots of times. She just takes off her clothes. She's got tattoos all over her body. She goes and kills a bunch of demons. It's super gory, but it kind of has to be about for kids because it's talking about kid issues. Like this daughter, she doesn't feel at place at school, obviously. She's the son of Satan. She's got powers and stuff like that. But every episode, they bring up something really important, I think, that is a discussion jumping off point. So I guess if you're the family, can be okay with some slight nudity and gore, but it's really trying to say an important message almost every episode.
Okay, where are you watching this?
It's on Hulu right now.
Hulu, and this is called Little Devil?
Little Demon.
Little Demon. Okay.
I can't speak highly enough. Again, it's got gore in it and stuff. It's intense, but I think it's really, really an important special show.
Okay, good to know. All right.
Obviously, Reservation Dogs I love. The new episode destroyed me.
Reservation Dogs, holy shit. It's like my wife's new favorite show of all time.
Okay, well, I'm so glad. I'm glad you guys are finally watching it, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. We're all caught up. We're like,
did you see? Okay, so you saw the last episode?
I did, yeah.
I'm going to minor spoiler for people just so I can relate with you for a minute about it. So the one before that, it had someone die and it made me think of my dad and I was crying, straight up tears. And then it made me laugh and I was like, fuck you, show. I love you to death. The same thing happened last episode. I mean, I wasn't even ready for it. They just, and again, being native, it's something else in me or something. But there's a scene where like spirits show up.
Yeah.
Fucking gone, dude. I was like, I'm going to like burst out right now. Like it was so intense.
I'm not even indigenous in any way, shape, or form. I probably like 1/32 millionth part of whatever. Like I'm not indigenous, and I was like crying, dude. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just like a random white guy, and this is fucking killing me, dude. Like this is really heartfelt.
You know why you also felt it? Because one, it's just excellently directed, and it's a really special show for humans. Sure. But it's also about everybody has ancestors. Everybody comes from some place, and this show is transcending a Native American show, right?
Agree.
It's a fucking great show about people, about comedy, about the comedy you have to see in life and in tragedy. Again, it speaks to suicide and a bunch of things that happen in the real world that are dark. This is a fucking special show. I'm so glad you guys are watching it.
It's just like about life, man. It's just like everything about it is real, and you don't have to be indigenous to identify with anything. I'm not indigenous at all, but like I'm watching this kids doing these things, and I'm like, man, this is speaking to me like so hard, like in so many different ways. Like it's just fucking human.
Yeah,
it's so human. It's human. So real.
Yeah. And it also, if you are native at all, it like touches another place for you too. So, and then lastly, I'll just mention this show that I mentioned to you, and I think you said something like, "What the fuck is this?" It's a 4 or 5 part series. The 5th part is coming out right now, like in another couple of days. It's on YouTube. It's Ember Knight. She's like a musician who has a band.
Oh yeah.
So she has a show, and basically it feels like Pee-wee's Playhouse. If you remember that old show with like claymation and stuff.
Classic.
Yeah. And each episode is like one word. So like one word's sharing. One episode's about like, trust or something like that. And so it's really intense. It's really weird, but it also has a really good message again about like how we interact with each other as humans on this earth. I think it's really special. It takes a minute to get into it because it's pretty different. But I recommend it for everybody. Ember Knight on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on my list. We're actually going to watch it today. We have some TV watching planned today, and that is on.
Dude, I'm so glad you're going to watch it. It's really good for like I think a family too, because it's just confusing and weird. And Pee-wee's Playhouse, but then it goes, oh shit, I just learned something.
I mean, we love Pee-wee's Playhouse. We're all fans of it. My son is into it too, so that sounds like right up our alley.
Okay, I'm excited. Okay, that's my long-winded thing.
All right, cool. So a couple things. One last thing before we go here. Swiss Army Man getting back on the Daniel Radcliffe train. Yep. I know we talked about this. Did I talk about this already? I didn't talk about this.
You didn't, but I watched it a long time ago, and it's such a, I'll let you say it.
Oh my God. Swiss Army Man with Daniel Radcliffe. I struggle to even put into words about that movie in a good sense. It was incredible. I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically the premise of Swiss Army Man is there's this guy, he's stranded on an island. He's about to kill himself, and right before he kills himself, a dead body washes up on shore. And Daniel Radcliffe is the dead body, which is hilarious. And he realizes that this dead body has all these different functions. He can store water inside of his dead stomach. He can use his stiff muscles to chop through wood. I mean, obviously, it's not super realistic. I think there's definitely some magical realism going on. There's also a little bit of unreliable narrator going on. And clearly, there's a little bit of fantasy going on. But this story is really interesting. I find that it works on multiple levels. Daniel Radcliffe's performance is really, man, how brave, dude. What a fucking...
Yeah.
You got to be so sure of yourself to do a performance like this. Like, from the get-go, he's doing stuff that most other actors would really refuse to do. And the ending I thought was incredibly interesting. I'm not going to talk about it here because I feel like the ending kind of recontextualized the entire thing in a very specific way. But man, what a great movie! My wife and I watched it. We were puzzled and confused and laughing and scared, and the whole time it was just a really really awesome movie. Man, hats off to Daniel Radcliffe. That is a great film, wonderful film.
Asterix, the director of that, guess what movie he just did?
What?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Same director?
Same director.
Oh man, well that's excellent because I love that movie too. Those are
Yeah.
both really good movies.
It's got that magical realism stuff, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so thumbs up, Swiss Army Man. I saw also Thor: Love and Thunder, which just came to Disney Plus. I know a lot of people were like really ragging on this movie. A lot of people didn't like this movie, and I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, it is a Thor movie. It is like laughs. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It delivers. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I wasn't expecting Oscar caliber material. I don't know why people hate it so much. Did you watch this or do you care?
No, so it's on my queue. I liked Ragnarok, which is
If
again
you like Ragnarok, you're gonna like this one
right,
for
right,
sure.
right. So this is Taika basically, and
Yeah, exactly.
The negative was people were saying it's too much Taika, like it's just all him. But I was like, well, I love that about Ragnarok. That's why I like him. You know, I like his weird worlds he makes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I'm gonna, yeah, it's on my queue to watch.
Yeah, Taika Waititi, who is also one of the producers of Reservation Dogs,
Yep.
which we both love.
Yep.
If you like his shit, then you're probably gonna love this. I thought it was great. I thought it was very well done. It's not like Oscar. It's not going to be my favorite Marvel movie, but dude, my whole family watched it. We thought it was great. I have no complaints whatsoever. It's exactly what I wanted. There we go.
It's back in my queue.
Back in the queue. I want to give a shout out to Kristen Bell because I just watched on Netflix The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. Have you seen this?
Yeah, it was on my queue. I didn't watch it. I know of it, and it seems interesting. It's like a kind of a parody almost in a way, right?
Oh man, it was really good.
Okay.
It was really good. It was so it's kind of a play on like those Hitchcock films where someone's in their house, they're a shut-in or something, and they see a murder from their window, and then they try to figure out what's really going on. Was it a put on? Was it real? Can I leave my house because I've got issues? Should I not leave my house? It was great. It was the strangest show because it's like it's so funny and so dry, but also it's not funny at all. It goes really back and forth expertly between being dead fucking serious and being completely comedic. And it rides that line the way that I don't even know what I could even compare it to, but it is so dry and smart and witty. And when it makes the jokes, it really nails them. But then also, it's also not always making jokes. And so it's got this really strange vibe to it. But my wife and I really grooved on it. We clicked with it like immediately. And it spoke to us. I thought it was so great. Kristen Bell, amazing job. We binged the whole thing in like 1.5 nights, and we just fucking loved it.
All
It was
right.
really, really good. Good stuff. Shout out to Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978, which I just watched yesterday. Donald Sutherland. Have you seen this one?
I did. I saw that you tweeted that. I have one thing to say about it before you even start.
Yeah.
That like was in my nightmares for a long time because I watched it when I was a kid.
Same.
And that sound, I hate it. I will never rewatch that movie. It's got like I got PTSD from it or whatever. Like I can't go back to it.
Those alien screams are really something.
They're really
else,
bad.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic, and I'm kind of trying to take my son through some of the classic horror films, and we just decided to pop that one yesterday. Like I said in my Twitter, if you follow me, it's a half an hour too long for sure. And there's a couple things that could be tightened up. And the music director, was on fucking crack when he like scored this movie. There's some music choices that are so bad. Uplifting music where there should be scary music, and scary music where there should be no music, and it's just the dude was on crack. I don't know what he was doing, but overall a classic. We enjoyed it. Good stuff. And finally, we're watching the top 100 scary movies on Shudder. Have you seen this?
No, but you know what? Gosh damn it, you're making me. We were putting things back on my radar, and I'm definitely gonna watch Thor. I think this maybe even tonight. But so I was about to watch something. Oh, This Is Gwar, the documentary on Gwar.
Oh yeah.
And it's only on Shudder right now. And it was like, you get a free trial. So, motherfucker,
man, I love Shudder.
I'm going to get
I
it
love
tonight,
Shudder.
okay? Because based on what you're saying, because I love Halloween. So, yeah, I'll be able to watch This Is Gwar, the documentary. So
heads up real quick. There is 5 episodes. They break it up in episodes because 100 movies is a lot to get through.
Oh, wait, maybe I saw it. Oh, no, I'm sad if I saw it. When did it come out? Do you know?
It's out right now. Like,
no. Do you know when it was made?
I believe this year. Because
okay, if it's this year, awesome. Because
yet.
I watched a series like you're talking about, and I love that shit where they go through all of them.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
hope this is a
No,
new one because now I'm
I
excited.
think this is brand new because it's got like really recent people and really recent stuff. And
Okay.
we tried to watch it. I believe it's 5 episodes and only 3 episodes are out. So
Oh,
it
okay,
seems like
okay.
it's
Now
brand
I'm
new.
excited. Okay, good, good.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it's brand new. So it's really cool. They've got some really cool stars, people like luminaries from the horror field come on. Some actors come on, writers, directors, people that you've heard of for sure. Like you've seen all their work. You don't know who they are, but you know their work for sure. They come on and talk about stuff. They have clips. We've got through, I think, the first 40 movies, and a lot of them I really agreed with, and some of them I'd never heard of, and so I'm learning some new movies and getting some recommendations. It's really fun. It's really well done. I really like it, and honestly, I think Shudder is one of my favorite pay-per-view channels, dude. I feel like I really got my money's worth. There's so many fucking like documentaries and different like informational things, like miniseries on Shudder. Like it's not just horror movies. There's so much stuff on Shudder. It's really good. I love that channel, man. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get the free trial now.
There you go. All right. That is it for me. Carlos, anything final?
No, I think we did it. I gotta open
All
the
right.
window.
All right. There we go. There. Open that window. Get that fresh air,
Oh,
folks.
oh,
That
wait,
is a
wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry. I always do that. Because we were talking about horror, I got to, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my buddy's podcast, which I've been on a bunch of times, called the Grave Plot Podcast.
Yeah, yeah. You
And they
mentioned
talk
this before,
about horror
sure.
movies all the time. So, if you like Shudder and you like our discussion about Halloween, go check out their podcast, the Grave Plot Podcast.
The Grave Plot Podcast.
Okay.
There we go. All right, excellent. Okay, folks, that is a show. As always, send us your questions, send us your comments, hit us up. SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com. If you're an indie developer who's doing accessibility, hit us up. SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com. If you're an indie developer doing horror/western, I want to hear from you too. Reach out. We'll promote your fucking product. We'll get you on the podcast.
Wait. While we're doing these shout outs, if you're an indie developer who make an action RPG, hit me up. I want to
Carlos
play
is
it.
your man. He's your man. We will promote that fucker endlessly, dude. So
Yeah.
get it on the show. Let us know if you know somebody. Let them know. Spread the word, my friend. Let's get this thing going. Also, in any of those respects, you can hit us up on Twitter @SoVideoGames. Also, hit us up individually. Carlos, where are we directing your traffic this week?
You know, I noticed this. Tons of people talk to you on Twitter, and I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. I've never had a lot of interactions on Twitter, but maybe because I never get off my Twitter name. But I'm on Twitter too. It's ONAWA. Hit me up on Twitter. Fuck.
There you go. Yeah, yep. There you go. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram as per usual. It's my name, BRADGALLAWAY. All A's, no O's. And this is going to do it for the whack ass, really super forgetful episode 303. Thank you again for joining us here on the So Video Games podcast, and we will see you next week for sure. But in the meantime, this is bye from Brad.
And bye from Carlos Palladro.